Welcome everyone to the first Nerd Nook of 2019. I'm your host, Evan Teague. With me, like always, is my new Noah New Year Noah Bailey. I messed that up, but it's fine. Noah Bailey.
Totally smooth. Totally smooth. No
Now,
rest on you.
Noah, 2018 was pretty good, right? As far as entertainment stuff goes.
There was some pretty astronomical stuff going on last year.
It was. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about 2019. 2018 is in the past.
Get out of here.
You were good. This year's here. The new things in town.
Like giant 2019 just crushes everything.
Yeah, like 2018 was a pretty phenomenal year for entertainment, but it is looking like 2019 is going to be as good, if not better. So I thought today, for our first episode of 2019, it'll be fun if we go over our top 10 most anticipated things of 2019. So, without further ado, you want to start this time?
Oh, sure. I'm going for it. Okay, so number 10 I have is Wonder Woman 1984.
That's 2020.
Is it really?
It got delayed.
Oh, that's right. It was a day. I'm a liar. Okay, awkward. Honorable mention number 1. Okay, so that didn't totally happen. Okay, but no, I actually have. This is actually not nerd related, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine season 6.
Yes.
Yo, this show. This is one of the funniest shows I've ever seen in my entire life, and they bringing it back. I was so nervous that it was gonna get canceled. And within the same day, it got dropped by Fox. NBC's like, yo.
It was like 36 hours later, NBC came up.
Yeah, it was like something crazy like that.
Yeah.
And
like,
NBC immediately picked it up.
You had people like Lin-Manuel Miranda, Seth Meyers, Mark Hamill. Like, you had like all these like important people in a group chat talking about how cool this show is. And I'm like, wow. Guillermo del Toro. It's like all these like huge name stars like being upset that this show was canceled, and then 36 hours later Missy was like, oh crap, this show was actually good, let's take it. Like, oh yes, thank you.
Yeah, I know, it's such a good show. Like I literally I never seen it on TV. I saw it all on Hulu over the summer, and I started it and I was immediately hooked.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Andy Samberg is like he's really funny, but his actors are great. Like, there is not of all the main characters, not a single one that I'm like, okay, I don't want more of that. I want more from every character, because you know, every character is so like weird, and like his obsession with Jake is so weird, but it's like it's so funny. You gotta love it. And like Rose's all scared character, and Gina's like so extra, and like there's such a, and the running gags are great.
Yes.
It's just like, I don't. Have you seen this show? Like how
I've seen all of it. I watched it, like that was my summer show last year, so yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, cool. Like, okay, nice. Yeah, like the running gags are like, okay, the Halloween episodes. Yes. Alone,
which I'm kind of upset we won't be able to get either a Halloween or a Christmas episode this season, since it's starting. I think it's starting this month, right, in January. I think it's starting soon.
It starts next Thursday.
Nice.
Okay. Wait a minute. No, it starts tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 10th.
It is. You're right.
Yes. Nice. Oh my! Well, I know what I'm doing tomorrow night. What I mean, no, it's literally. Oh my gosh! Yeah, I mean, yes, we won't get a Halloween. Well, you never know. Maybe they could They could. Yeah. What if April Fool's Day or something?
Ooh.
Right? Yeah. I feel like that could. It wouldn't be the same, but I feel like they could use it the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oof.
Yeah, all their holiday specials just knock it out of the park every single year, and it's.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's so great. I mean, it's like,
and like
the heist.
I loved Terry Crews before going into this show, but like after watching it, like I love him like even at an exponentially higher level. Like he's like one of my favorite people on this planet right now.
Oh my gosh. The third person reference was like, Terry loves yogurt. You know, Terry loves love. Like,
and then there was another person named Terry, and she like got upset that he kept calling himself Terry.
Yeah. She got a little offended. It's like, Terry's got butt for days. And she's like, excuse me? And he's like, what? No. I was like, well, no, not you, Terry. Like, me, Terry. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And now that I've actually watched Die Hard,
say,
like all those references, like I'm probably gonna, if I watch it again, I'm gonna understand better. Yeah.
I feel like I learned more about Die Hard, like from like just like the references throughout the show than actually watching the movie the first time. Like he's obsessed with this movie, and like one thing, the cold opens on this show.
Yes.
Some of those are like The Office will always be, in my opinion, the top tier for cold opens, just for some of the stuff they've done. But I mean, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is like right, because I mean, like I think the funniest cold open. I can't even think of one. But
my favorite, well, there's like two that are my favorite. But the one, like that first comes to mind is the one when Jake is talking to the criminal, and then Holt comes in and tells Jake something. Is like, okay, thanks, Dad. Yeah, it's like, what'd you just call me? I said, thanks, dude. It's like, no, you said Dad.
Yeah, we call me even the criminal.
Like, you want to talk about it over a game of catch? I would love that.
Oh no! Or I love the one where it's I think it's the first season where like Amy's late for the first time ever, and they're all like, oh, she probably got abducted by aliens. Oh, it's like, and Habenholt's like, she's probably at the bank. He's like, okay, sure, yeah. And then she comes in late. He's like, there was a problem with the bank, and then Habenholt just goes, damn. Like, it was just so unexpected. Oh, or there's the last heist episode. It's the one where like Jake and Amy, they're asleep and they're like, I'm dressed. Oh yeah, well I'm already dressed. Oh yeah, well I made breakfast. You're like, wait, where's my food? And then Captain Holt's like, in my belly, and he's like in the corner in their house. Like, oh my god, like that, I had to pause. Like I literally fell out of my chair the first time I saw that. I couldn't deal with it. Oh,
I think it's streaming on Netflix now. I'm not sure, because like I saw an advertisement from Netflix's Facebook page about it, but I couldn't find it on Netflix. But maybe it's there now. I haven't checked since then, but if it is, like I might watch through it again next summer.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, it's such a great show, dude. Like, yeah. I can't deal with how funny it is. It's just so, because there's so many episodes you just can't, like, it's just so stupid, because like they're kind of predictable, because like if you've seen TV shows, you know how almost episodes are gonna go. Yeah, but you still invested because you want to see how these characters go through these situations, how you know it's gonna go. Yeah. And it's usually really good. It's like, oh my gosh, Charles is not ready for this, or something like that.
Yeah, I just hope that since they changed studios, or producers, I guess, I hope they can keep the same, general feel and charm of the show. I think they have the same writers and stuff, so I think it'll be fine. But like, that's always one, like, I'm glad it is coming back, but there's always just a little bit of a worry of mine. Like, if you get a new writer or a new studio making it, I'm not sure if it'll keep the same charm, but like the same actors, same writers, like it'll be good.
Yeah, and I mean that's fair, because like I mean a show like a good example of that is like for me Scrubs. When they got moved, it wasn't nearly as good, because like the 9th season's like the season no one talks about,
right?
And then it's like it's terrible. So like, it is a fear of mine, but I think it'll be okay, just because one, it was picked up so quickly, so they didn't really, other than obviously the network, they didn't really change much about the show, like you said. So I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, it's not a situation like Arrested Development where like it had 3 seasons back in like early 2000s, and then like 10 years later it came back and had like, a completely different feel, and like
it's like a new show almost. Like
it's only a year, like only like 6 months later it'll be fine. I am also very much so looking forward to that.
So hype. It's only number 10. I feel like it should be higher now. But it's fine.
Hey, that's just how great this year is. I mean, my number 10 is One Punch Man season 2. The
Mm,
the season 2 of the show that quickly became top 2 anime for me. Like,
really?
yes, One Punch Man. It's okay. So it's essentially like a parody deconstruction of like other like battles shown in anime. Like essentially the very
Hmm.
first enemy, the very first like shot of the show is just like the entire city just wasted with like essentially a purple Piccolo just like standing in the middle of it all, like Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z,
Hmm.
just like a
Yeah.
purple version of him just standing there. And then Saitama, One Punch Man, like comes down and it's like, "Ha, you'll never be able to defeat me." And he starts, and purple, purple Piccolo starts like charging an attack, and Saitama just destroys him in one hit. It's like, oh, like in most other animes, that would be like the end boss. Like that would be like the
Yeah.
season finale or like the arc finale boss. Yeah, he just
Yeah. Something
wasted him.
huge. You
And
just
then later in that same episode, like this huge like 500-foot tall giant guy is like crushing the city, and then One Punch Man just jumps up and just punches him, like decks him in the face and just obliterates him. And then it's like I'm a superhero for for fun, but this is boring. Like he has all this power. Like he is the most extreme example of any superhero like shonen like star you could possibly think of, and it's boring to him that like he's never challenged.
like,
It's he literally everything is beaten by just one punch. And then later at the end of the episode he has this dream about like these mole people coming out of the ground and like they're actually a challenge for
whoa.
him, and he's just like having a blast jumping from like building to building, like destroying like these like mole people, and it's like actually fun for him to actually have a challenge for once. But then he wakes up and it was all a dream. It's just like, oh my god. And then
Ah.
then he hears the mole people like on the outside um like yelling, "We'll take you over," and he like jumps down ready to fight, and it's just like these like little like 2 feet tall like mole people. It's like, oh, and they give up immediately. Like, dang it, I was hoping to have fun today.
Like, well, back to back
Yeah,
to sulking. It's
but
fine.
like but still,
Uh,
even though like the fights are generally done very quickly when they are like One Punch Man actually doing it, the other characters surrounding him, the other like superheroes, the villains he fights, the situations he gets in are all very funny. They're still very entertaining. They're all very visually stunning. Like this show, at least the first season was produced by Studio Madhouse, which is like the one part of the trifecta of like the studio for animating stuff when it comes to
mhm.
anime. So like Madhouse knows how to do flashy animation. They know how to make things feel big. They know how to like just keep you invested in just the animation alone. Even if Saitama or the other characters weren't really all that good, the animation, which they are, they're stellar, but like the animation alone like keeps you there. And the kind of like how I was getting with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the only reason One Punch Man season 2 isn't higher on this list is because unfortunately One Punch Man is not being developed or produced by Madhouse anymore. It's by a different
Mhm.
studio, which like the new studio, they're still very good. They have made some very good anime, but like nothing to the like same caliber as One Punch Man, and like the design of the shows they made before haven't really matched what Madhouse did. So like we once the first trailer comes out and it shows me just the if the design is still the same, if the same like passion and like same feel is there, then I'll like shoot rocket up for like number 3 maybe. But like as far as the studio, like it's not that I don't have faith in them, I just don't know if it'll be the same feel. So yeah, I highly recommend it to you and like anyone who loves anime of any kind. It is a
Like that.
stellar show. Like literally before my number one was like is kind of a generic answer, but it's because it's one of the greatest anime of all time. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. But like, One Punch Man just instantly is like tied for number one after watching it. Like it instantly.
Really?
Yes.
That good. Okay, I gotta see this because I've heard good things about it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know, because like I know people, like, because I have friends who like people are on like stuck on Death Note and like, but yeah, like you said, Full Metal Alchemist. Man, my brother's been running through that on my Hulu lately.
There's only 12 episodes, so yeah, just jump in. It's on Netflix, so just binge it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to.
Like if you're a fan of superheroes, if you're a fan of anime of any kind, it's right up your alley, which I know you are. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Oh, okay. Moving right along to number 9, I have Lego Movie, the second part.
I didn't even consider that. Yeah, it's my honorable mentions. Okay, go on.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so obviously we both saw the Lego Movie. We saw Lego Batman. Like they really, really do these movies well. Like I still remember when I saw the first trailer for the Lego Movie, and I
thought it looked so stupid. I thought that was
I was like, this is gonna be like. I thought the Lego Movie was gonna be what the Emoji Movie actually is. That's what I was expecting.
Exactly.
I was like, okay, this is gonna be. First of all, no one plays with Legos nearly as much as they used to. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be awful. You completely missed your mark by a good 10 years. And I was just like, this is gonna be awful, it's gonna be terrible. And then I saw it, and it was amazingly well written. It looks amazing. The jokes are great, and the attention to detail is better than I will ever. Like there's still references in that movie and Easter eggs that I probably still don't know.
Like there are some things in that movie I honestly don't know if they're CG or real life. Like when the spoilers, I guess, when like the wizard had just died and like there was like a ghost talking to Emmett. Like that looks like a real action figure like dangling there. Right. I don't know if it is or not, but like it looks that good.
Like we don't know it's that good. You can't tell, It's like, gosh, but yeah, I mean, it's so good because like it's picking up right where the first one left off. You obviously you got Emmett, you got all the characters back. I mean, there's probably gonna be some new stuff thrown in just because it's the next part. So but like, I don't know, it was especially like, okay, so I like Lego Batman more than Lego Movie, but obviously I'm biased because Batman, right?
Yeah.
And it's got, I mean, the thing had a bazillion Batman references, which was great because so it's like it's still on pace. Because I didn't see the Lego Ninjago movie. Where I didn't know anything about Ninjago.
I heard it was like fine, not as good as the other two, but still like a pretty like decent movie for what it is. So
and I feel like that keeps them still on par to where they were. Because I mean, I was because like I feel like Ninjago is not really that popular, so I feel like it's like I mean they're gonna dip a little bit in comparison, but I think they're still on pace to be knocking it out of the park. So I think the second one. Gonna be really good. The trailers, the animation looks just as stellar. I feel like they're having just as much fun with it. Yeah, and I mean, like, have you seen like the cast list for this is really good too.
Oh, and that Chris Pratt like parody character played by Chris Pratt, where it's just all of Chris Pratt's other roles in one character. Like, I'm here for that.
He's the dude from Jurassic World. He's like Star-Lord. He's like four.
Yeah, I think you had a Parks and Rec reference in there.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what is this? Yeah, I think it was is it Johnny Karate or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Dude, like he's having so much fun, dude. Like that. Yeah. That must be so much fun, dude. He's like, oh, he's so cool. He's like, did you draw stubble dots on your face? No. Nope. I'm just like, oh my god. I thought he got a new head. No, he just drew on his face, but. Oh man, this is gonna be good. I'm really excited.
What is that? February, I think.
I know it's early 2019.
February or March, because I know the first one released in February of 2014. So. Let's see. Look, it's 5 years. Wow.
Is it really?
Yeah, 2014, first one.
Yeah, February 8th.
Nice.
Only an hour and a half. It's not gonna be too long. I'm so used to like 2 hours and 15-minute movies now. It's like only an hour and a half. What? Like,
I mean, okay.
Right? You know, like, oh,
Won't
well,
complain. Because even like
right, for real.
Incredibles 2 was like almost 2 hours. I think it was over
Right?
two
Yeah,
hours.
like
Like,
I think it was like I mean that's kind of just the standard now. Like you're
hmm
just used to it.
yeah.
I mean, it used to be like 2 hours.
hmm
What?
Like
And
I
now it's
saw Into
like,
the Spider-Verse and it was only an hour 56 minutes, and I'm like, oh, I was expecting longer.
mm,
Okay, okay.
yeah,
It was
right.
really good,
Mm,
but like, I mean, I would have loved more of it, but like, okay,
I'll
whatever.
take it. Yeah. Oh yeah. Wait, that's complete side note. Did I tell you I saw Aquaman?
No, but I am gonna see
Okay.
it this weekend too, so
Okay. Okay. So I'll let you
we'll get to
watch it.
that. We'll get to that
We'll
next week.
compare notes. We'll compare notes. We'll compare
Okay,
notes.
I'm cautiously, I don't know, not optimistic, but I'm gonna see it, so I don't know what that means. We'll see.
It's it's better than Batman vs Superman. That's all I'm gonna say.
Low bar, but I'll take it.
So what? Take it.
Don't set my expectations too high now. So you're telling me it's at least a 28 on Rotten Tomatoes.
28, 28. It's like that 30, right? It's a nice round number. Oh, geez. Nah, it's better than that.
Okay. Yeah, well, we'll talk about more about that next week.
Yeah. All
But
right, moving right along.
moving on to my number 9, Mob Psycho 100 Season 2. Now, Mob Psycho 100 is another show. Actually, the mangaka, the guy who wrote the manga for One Punch Man, actually also did the manga for Mob Psycho 100. And it's not made by the same studio as One Punch Man. It's actually made by Studio Bones, which is another part of the trifecta of what I consider to be like the three best animation studios. And it's the same exact, like, visually speaking, like it's the same general feel as One Punch Man. Like,
Mhm.
essentially the main plot of Mob Psycho 100 is that, like, this this kid named Mob, well, that's not his real name, that's what everyone calls him.
Right.
He has psychic powers, and he's like a really really strong psychic in this world where, like, not many people are psychics. It's pretty rare for people to be psychics in this world, but he's
Okay.
like exceptionally stronger than like any other spirit, any other esper on this planet. Yet
Really?
he does, just like One Punch Man, he doesn't really like that he has these powers. He doesn't like that he's as strong as he is. He doesn't even really like to acknowledge that he's really all that powerful. He just kind of goes from day to day, just like working with his boss, who he thinks is like an even more powerful Esper, so much more powerful than him that he can't sense that his master is an Esper. Yeah, really, his master is just an expert con artist, and just it
Uh,
just uses
yep.
it uses Mob to just like exercise ghosts that, like, he pretends are there. Like, his master, like, pretends to, like, be this, like, spiritual guru person, and like gets rid of ghosts by, like, spreading salt everywhere and, like, giving people, like, massages to, like, ease the tension. It's like, so yeah, like, whenever an actual spirit shows up, he calls Malba and be like, and Malba's like, why can't you do it? It's like, oh, this spirit is too weak for me to deal with it. I want you to get some practice. It's like, okay.
Sure.
And just the way they use psychic powers, just the way they draw ghosts, just the way just the entire show is structured, just the way it looks is just, oh, it's so good. And another, like, added something to One Punch Man is that, like, he like I said, Mob is like super duper powerful, but one thing that he learned at an early age is that he can't really, like, show his emotion, or else he'll just become uncontrollable.
Mhm.
And throughout the entire show, whenever Mob, like, is supposed to feel something, his face will just be blank, but like this little, like, ticker would be like percent until explosion, like up to 25%, percent until explosion
Oh
up to 50.
gosh.
And when he gets to 100, or when he gets knocked out, just it goes insane with just how much power just exudes out of him. There's this like the very first time I watched through the show, I didn't like really appreciate it for what it was because like I this show, at least the first half, is more so like a comedy, but like at the time I didn't really get into the comedy aspect, and like the fights were fine up into like episode 8. I think was when this one part I'm gonna tell us they were fine, but they weren't like they weren't like your average like shonen battle anime type thing. Like One Punch Man already come out and that blew
Mm.
me away. Like I was expecting like insane action. It was just kind of it was good, but not like to that same level. And I rewatched it again recently, and that show was hilarious. I don't know, past me was stupid. And it got to a point where like his brother recently found out that he also had psychic powers, and now this secret organization is trying to like round up and coming espers and like brainwash them to take over the world basically. So this evil guy is about to kidnap Mao's brother, and like Mao is like trying to protect his brother, and he's getting beaten the crap out of because his Mao's master had told him, don't use your powers on other people. So Mao was just trying to basically like distract him, like try to block, but his this evil guy is like able to break through his psychic shield, and then Mob gets knocked out, and then it goes crazy. Like there's this one shot of Mob somehow gets the villain like thrown like miles up in the air. Mob like flies up after him, grabs him by the face, slams him down, and just half this not like half the city, but like a pretty sizable explosion just it was just like in like one of the most beautiful explosions I've ever seen in anime. Like it is spectacular. And just it's just pretty much straight action from like that point on. Like they both get taken to this like facility that they have to fight through other powerful espers, and like it's I'm not gonna spoil everything, but it's a show that I highly recommend. And season 2, its first episode launched this past Monday, and like I originally had this at number 10 because like I said, like One Punch Man is like top 2. Mob Psycho was still top 5, but like after watching the first episode of Mob Psycho 100, which it
Had
seems
to bump it up.
honestly, yeah, like this, it kind of feels like the first half of the first season was like more comedy based. It feels like from at least when the first episode entailed this season is gonna be more like slice of life, like maybe some like romance, like more character growth stuff with Mob, because like he's finally starting to realize like how to develop his powers more, how to use his emotions more for good and stuff. So like I easily like I loved that episode in a way. It's like the stuff that was happening in that episode, like in most other anime or most other shows in general, I would be kind of like vicariously uncomfortable for the main character. But I just
Mm.
loved every minute of it. Just the characters, just the way it was drawn, of course. Just yeah, I am very excited for that show going forward. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
here for it. Mm. All right, moving right along now to number 8. I have Spider-Man: Far From Home.
yes,
Now I am excited for this movie. Of the Marvel movies that's coming out, I'm probably like I hate to say it, but it might be the lowest on my list. I don't know.
but
It's
I mean,
well,
come
actually,
on, Captain
it's
Marvel
not
is like
like
2 months away. We got Avengers. Like,
that is
don't
true.
feel bad.
I don't feel bad, but it's also like but it's Spider-Man, and I
I
really like
love like
he's
I think Spider-Man: Homecoming was like my number 6, your number 4, or something on our list. I mean, it
something
was
like
like
that. Yeah.
really
No,
high
I think
up.
we were both. I think we were actually both
Oh,
6.
6.
I think.
Okay,
I
yeah,
think
like
we
it
were
is
both 6.
was
Yeah.
like it
It's really
easily
good.
became like
It's
the top echelon of Marvel movies, like which is
yeah,
crazy.
and it's like yeah, it was like the tier right. It was like the one right before the like impossible like top tier
Yeah,
movies. It was like it's really good and like oh man, and I'm like, all right, so I mean, this is gonna be obviously after whatever happened in Avengers 4.
mm.
I can't even call it Endgame. It feels weird. I still call it Avengers 4,
Yeah.
but I mean,
I still call it Infinity War Avengers 3 sometimes. So I don't feel bad.
Infinity War Part 2. It's fine, but no, it's like it's like whatever happens. That obviously that's all gonna be figured out and stuff. So we're gonna have Spider-Man, and I'm excited to have him back. I think
Mm.
Mysterio's a really good villain that I feel like in a movie is gonna be really good
Yeah.
because his thing with illusions and effects and stuff like that. I
Mm.
think that can get really trippy on the big screen,
Yeah.
and I'm here for it. Like I'll be
Mm.
honest, I'm like yes. I want to see like, oh my gosh, what's that? And like, a subway train looks like he just hit somebody. It's like, oh, it's not real, but it's still awesome.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important because like, how like he just got a spider sense in Infinity War, right? So like, I feel
Mm.
like he's gonna have to learn to rely on that a lot more because one of the keys to beating Mysterio for Spider-Man in like comics and TV shows is like the real dangers only come when your spider sense goes off. So
Yeah.
even if it looks like you're falling to your death, spider sense is going off, so you're fine.
Mm.
So I
And you
think
have to
that's
like
going to be a good
judge,
way to
like
show
even
how.
if you see like Mary Jane falling, it's like I know it's not real. My fighter sense is not sensing that, but like I still have to go. Like you have to gauge
Right,
whether or not
right,
like yeah. So I
yeah,
could
and then
see
just like
yeah.
and just figuring out this new power. I feel like that's one of the reasons they kind of waited to give him one of his most notorious
Hmm.
powers
I
because
always
I
kind
think
of
that's going to be a.
I don't know. I kind of felt like he had it in the first movie, but like it wasn't like expressly shown that he had it.
Yeah, that's fair.
it I mean, it wasn't ever like implied that he had it, but like there were some things that like if any normal superhero had been in that situation, they wouldn't have been able to dodge that, or they wouldn't have been able to get out of
Yeah,
that as easily. So like, kind of feel like like because he is Spider-Man, he can do that because of his spider
yeah.
sense, and like they didn't. I guess they kind of wanted to expressly show he has spider sense in Infinity War. Yeah, but still
Yeah,
like
and like build up to it, like go
yeah,
out, yeah, but yeah, go out of their way to be like, okay, now this is happening. I feel like that's going to be a decent arc of the
yeah,
storytelling for that. So I think that's going to work out really well. I'll admit, I'm not a huge, but I don't know if you've seen like the set photos, like the newish costume.
the black and red one. Black
I'm
and
like,
red is one of my favorite
yeah,
color combinations, so I'm here for it.
see, and it is for me too. I love black and red, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, it doesn't. I don't like it for Spider-Man though.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't know. The red and blue for me. It's just how it is because I really like the blue, especially like
Mm.
I don't know. It just
Feels
using
right.
blue as the like. Yeah, it just feels right. The name,
Mm.
because like that's like Superman for me. Where all black, that's one thing, but it's
Yeah.
the red and I don't know. It just I don't know. It just doesn't. It feels. I might warm up to it seeing the movie, but right now I'm not. I'm not 100% for it right now.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, it looks really good. A lot of the main cast is coming back. I think it's gonna be. I just want to see how it like progresses based on
Mm.
everything Peter's been through since the
Yeah.
last
Yeah. I am
Spider-Man
very
movie. So
curious,
he's
like
like,
how they'll portray Mysterio's illusions in live action, because
yeah,
it's when you're doing a comic, or um when you're doing like an animated movie or whatever, everything is animated, everything is hand drawn, so like you can't really tell apart certain things. Whereas if it's live action and something is going to be CG anyway, it you might like be able to tell that it's not really there more so than if like you kind of see what I'm getting at.
yeah. Oh yeah,
Like
no,
yeah,
I totally agree, man.
yeah,
Because it's like the be able like the discrepancies between what's like because like you said, if it's all drawn, then having something drawn isn't going to be like, hey, that's drawn because everything's drawn. It makes
mm,
sense. But this one, obviously, you got, you actual Tom Holland and company. And that's like, oh, that's definitely, and I think, and obviously Marvel, I mean, Marvel's got the best budget there is for movies. So,
yeah,
I mean, I think it's going to be, it's going to be as good as it can be. So I think it's going to be fine. But I
mm,
mean, yeah, but I don't think, unless you're like really looking for the nitpicks, I don't think it's going to be like obvious.
yeah. So yeah, I too am also very much so looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. Oof. Ah, I love Spider-Man.
This year is gonna be insane for Marvel. For
Dude,
Disney in
it's
general, but
crazy. I mean,
specifically Marvel.
ugh. Oh my gosh, there's so much. There's so much Disney stuff that I'm like, can I even fit it on the list?
Mm.
But I'm like, but I'm not really
It's
hyped
not
for it.
fair.
And
It's
you're
not
like,
fair,
damn it.
Disney.
It really is not. We could have just a Disney 2019
Mhm.
list,
Like IGN released this
honestly.
like top five most anticipated movies list. Like, oh, which of these movies are you most looking forward to? It was like Frozen 2, Star Wars, Avengers, like uh Lion King, and like one other Disney movie,
Mhm.
and I'm like, those are all Disney movies. No,
Yeah,
Toy Story 4. It's like those are all Disney
yeah.
movies. Star
You're
Wars,
like,
Marvel, Pixar, Disney, they're all Disney.
yeah, they're all this. I mean, it's all Disney movies. I mean, because Disney's make. I mean, of the well, if I was gonna see 10 movies this year, I think 9 of them are made by Disney.
At least
So it's
half. At
like,
least half, yeah.
like, and I mean, and
Nine
that's not,
plus
it's
Lego
like,
movie.
no, yeah. Honestly, that's what I was thinking in my head. Like, I'm like, it's pretty much already been decided, but it's fine. I mean, but hey, it has to be done.
Mhm.
You got to make your money,
Yeah,
and they are not anywhere short than that. But
yeah. Like Avengers Endgame is gonna it's gonna
oh,
potentially break the
because
two
you
billion.
have
Like
to
it's
see it. Because you
you have
have
to.
to know.
You have to. Speaking of
I have to.
Avengers Endgame, actually, the Avengers Endgame second trailer. I am like this is that joke when I was telling you about before we started. I am ridiculously hyped to see that second trailer.
You're telling me you put the trailer for a movie that's also on your list? On
Yes,
your list.
yes I did. I like it's crazy,
I
but like
respect it.
I probably honestly I probably should have put Mob Psycho 100 above this, but like it's just
I understand.
that shows just how excited I am to see this trailer and see
I
this movie. Like
understand. Oh my
it
gosh.
like because the first Avengers Infinity War trailer, that was a stellar trailer, but then that second one just
Best
blew you just
trailer up.
oh
My
like
favorite
legitimately
trailer ever.
like they played when I watched uh The Last Jedi, they played like I think they played the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Black Panther, and then the Infinity War trailer, and then they start the movie. It's like it just that progression of just better and better trailer, ending with Infinity War second trailer, and just into that movie,
Star
just
Wars.
that. Oh, that was the last time I saw that trailer in theaters. Which, I mean, okay, whatever.
I
I'm
don't
fine with
think
it.
I ever saw this. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did for Black Panther. I did. I was about to say, I don't
Mhm.
think I ever saw the second trailer, but no, I definitely did. Now I realize it.
Just
It was kind of disappointing because, like, I'm going to see Black Panther, and then I see Black Panther in the Infinity War, and
uh,
I'm like, can we just see this one instead? Like, I'm sure this movie's awesome, but like, I
mm,
kind of want that one now.
yeah, and like the
But
same goes
oh my
for
gosh.
both Star Wars movies so far. Like, um, both
Hmm.
The Force Awakens and Last Jedi, their second trailers just destroy the first one. Like every trailer has been good, but the second one, just something about it. Although I never got to saw the second Star Wars trailer in theaters, I'm kind of upset about that because every opportunity to just show the first one again. But for still a good trailer, but
Hmm.
just once it wasn't, as
Nah,
good as the
yeah, I
first one.
want to see this. Yeah, and I mean, I feel like that's like the new trend because like the first trailer just lets you know, hey, for those of you who didn't research online, this is actually happening.
Yeah,
And the second trailer is like, hey, this is why you need to be
yeah,
excited, you know. And I
and
feel like,
yeah, and Kevin Feige pretty much confirmed that everything from all the promotional material will be from the first 30 minutes of Endgame. So,
oof.
which like that's crazy to think that like all the stuff we saw in the first trailer, which like I was expecting at least some of that to be like like the first hour stuff, like end of Act
Mm.
One stuff. But apparently, I mean, if it's gonna be a 3 hour movie, that's gonna be crazy.
A
So
3 hour movie, we're only gonna get the first
there's
30 minutes.
30.
Dude, this is gonna be some crazy stuff
Yeah,
going
like
on. Like
they're gonna show like some ridiculous like action scene that like we've just never even thought of before. Like just that can happen in the first half hour. It's like that second trailer
I
just gonna show like I'm already excited, but like I I don't even like I don't even know what they could show to get me more excited than I already am. But like they're gonna do it. It's gonna happen.
oh my god.
They've
No
done it
matter
consecutively with every single trailer, like every single second trailer with every
no
like
matter
big Disney movie. It's like
oh my gosh. It's gonna be so good. It's already January, so it's basically
uh,
February, which means March
probably
is right
like
here, which means it's already April.
they'll probably release the second in-game trailer like a little bit before Captain Marvel comes out.
Yeah.
That way they can show that one before Captain Marvel. So
Yeah. I'm thinking like mid-February because Captain Marvel is what, like early March?
March 9th or 8th, whatever that
Yeah, 8th
Friday
or 9th or
is.
something like that. Yeah. So like right. Yeah. I'd
Yeah,
probably be
mid to
like
late
right
February
in there.
we're gonna get it.
Yeah. Mm. And then the internet's gonna break.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
Like I
I
even
mean,
thought
even
Avengers
that
Endgame had the biggest opening or had the biggest like one day of viewing of any trailer ever. The second trailer
probably.
that really
I don't know.
did.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know though. Like for me, I'm still thinking about that Infinity War 2 trailer. Like, dude, I, I've never.
Like
I
I've
can't
seen the
deal with how
movie and that trailer is still just
it
still
still
good.
gives me goosebumps. I saw the movie like 3 days ago on Netflix, and then I watched the trailer after watching the movie, and I got hyped to see the movie again. I was like, we can do like I don't know, because
Mhm.
there's so many epic moments in that movie. Because like
Yeah.
within the first 5 minutes, like you're like, I'm so not ready for how this is gonna go down,
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh, but it's also like it's such a good movie.
Mhm.
It's so funny and the character.
I just hope they don't have anything like the Hulk and Wakanda scene from the second trailer. I hope they don't have anything like that in
Oh,
the end
like
game
major like
trailer because like that
liars
was
and tease.
yeah that like I don't know, can you sue them for false advertising for that, because like maybe
I
that
mean,
was like a pre-production idea they had, but they like changed things
they
last minute,
probably
but they still
scrapped
wanted
it.
to have it in the trailer because of the cool shot. Like I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel like they're just kind of decided, you know what? No, let them wait a little more for the Ultimate Hulk moment. Because, like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be, like, midway through Endgame, it's going to be like, all hope is lost. What are we going to do? It's like, when the Hulk's just like, that's enough. And just goes
Yeah.
ape and just wrecks everything. Like, like, I think that it's, oh, my God.
Like open up with like
Like,
World War Hulk and just destroy everything.
just absolutely go. And then the theater's just like,
Yeah, like they're fighting on
yeah, and
Titan
then
and World War Hulk like steps and just cracks the planet in half.
casually, everyone's just like, "Oh my god!" Gets back in ship. All right, y'all. He's got this. We're good. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, like it's just unreal
Hmm.
how much hype is going into this movie. Because like I remember Infinity War, dude. Like I couldn't sleep the night before.
Yeah. Like I was
It
like
was
I
bad.
broke my collarbone like 3 weeks before that movie came out, and I was like literally the first thought that came in my mind when I was going down, like going under for surgery, and I'm like, I hope I wake up from this so I can see her 2 weeks from now. That's
It's
the
like
only thing I was thinking of.
if I die and don't get to see Infinity War, I am going to haunt every single person in this hospital forever. Oh, that's so fair. That's honestly fair, though. Like, that's awful because I mean, oh, such a good movie. Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude, Avengers 4.
Yes.
Oh, I can't even. I don't even. I can't. I just gotta call it Avengers 4. I don't even know. I can't.
Yeah, your number seven.
Oh my gosh, right. Okay, we're doing this. We're doing a list. Okay. Get together. Okay, my number 7 is actually a DC movie, Shazam.
Oh, okay.
Now, I am excited for this movie
Yeah.
because it like I've said before, like it looks like one of those movies that would be good even if it was just an independent product, no comic book origin or anything. It looks, kid. It's basically big, but also you get superpowers on top
Hey.
of that kind of thing.
Okay.
So, like, in my head, that sounds like a great idea, because,
Mhm.
a 10-year-old who can, punch a building or fly or
Mhm.
bring magical lightning from the sky, that can't possibly end like, well somehow. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
great to see how it goes down.
Oh, yeah.
And
And
also, like, it's a good character,
Zachary Levi just owns that role of like the kid in adult
right?
movie. Like he
Yeah.
is killing it in that role.
And the trailer is like, oh yeah, it's like, oh, I'm bulletproof. You're dead. Casual. like, like the amount of excitement of realizing, hey,
Uh-huh.
you actually can't shoot me. He's just like, oh, I'm so gonna rock this now. Like he's so happy and just like, Oh,
Like,
like it's
how do I
gonna be
fly? I don't even
really
know how to
good.
pee on this thing.
Yeah.
Which, like, that's a fair question. Like, how does Superman use
Yeah,
the
I mean,
bathroom?
because like, is it a onesie? Are they pants? Like,
Is
does
there like
you
a
have to
sack
say
in there for you
Shazam
to
in
pee
order?
in? Like, how do you? Like, how else do you?
Like a magical sack it just empties itself on its
Just sends
own.
it
It's
to
like
the Phantom Zone or whatever.
you just send it back to the wizard. Just like, here you go, thanks. Oh my gosh, like, oh man, but yeah, I mean, it's gonna be really good, and like, I don't know, it just looks really fun. And like, okay, so I was talking with one of my best friends about how obviously, DC hasn't been, the greatest overall movie wise.
Yeah,
However, in my opinion, Aquaman was not a miss. It was solid. It wasn't great, but it was solid. Okay? Now you got Shazam coming up next in line.
hmm.
Looks like it's going to be solid.
Yeah,
Looks solid. I can work with that. And
yeah.
then you've got Wonder Woman 1984.
Over a year
That, I
later, but
mean,
still.
yeah, but I mean, like next in line is what I'm trying to
I
say,
think Birds of
So
Prey might
like,
actually come out before then, but still.
really?
Yeah.
Why are we doing
And
this?
also that
DC,
weird
don't mess
Joker
this up.
movie, which isn't actually connected to this universe, is also coming out before then. So that's but
Oh,
details.
details. I mean, hopefully they'll all just
Yeah. And
hopefully
I
they'll
know
all
I've
just
I've
get
said this
thrown back.
before, like legitimately going into like I'm going into Aquaman expecting it to be, at least from like everything I've heard so far is gonna be, solid, like, 6, 7 out of 10. If
Yeah,
and I've said this before, if Aquaman and Shazam are like a 6 or 7, I'm gonna be at least more optimistic going forward about DC stuff. And they're
right.
looking that way so far, like at least decent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's on track to not being awful because like
Yeah.
if those come out and then Wonder Woman 84 is
I think
good
we've
and
I
then
think
all of a
we've like
sudden,
think we if officially kind of crossed that hill of Wonder Woman kind of peaked and then Justice League kind of then Aquaman is not as high as Wonder Woman was, but still we're still rising again, and as long as we can plateau from here, if not higher, we'll be good.
yeah. I mean that's one of the, yeah, and I mean you want to see like I don't want to see these movies fail. Like I mean, it's okay. Let me rephrase. Like I have in the past that I want to see them fail because I want them to reboot it sort of, but I don't want it to just be like every movie because like I love like we love DC comics.
Yeah,
I like DC comics better than Marvel comics. Like I think you think the same way. So like
yeah,
it's like I want it to do well, but I also want them to do it right.
mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's like tanking in sports. So like I like either do great or just try again. Like don't be just in the middle.
Yeah. Don't try the
So
same
like
thing over and over again, expecting a better result.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
clearly,
just
James
pick
Wan
something.
like had he did something to Aquaman to actually make it worth watching. So like if they can just do that but more with Shazam, with actually a more appealing character, I'm
It should
excited
be
for that movie.
fun. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a more appealing character, a better overall idea, in my opinion, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be fine. Like, I think it's gonna be pretty
Yeah,
good, and I think, so I think they're gonna be on the right track to maybe actually build off this universe, and I hope they are, because I don't think the universe is doomed. I thought it was at one point, but I think they can salvage it if
yeah.
they really like
Still think
start,
they need a better
you know,
Batman and or better Superman, but like whatever.
yeah, but I mean. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they'll find some way maybe to fix it or
Yeah,
not. I don't know. But
like
yeah,
we said
Shazam.
before, Wonder Woman apparently might like be like a soft reboot, and they might Days of Future Past it, where like they keep some things but not others. So
That would be
we'll see.
cool, but that would be cool. It'd be a little confusing, but I'd be fine with it because it's like okay, now we can redo it. But as long as they don't, if you do soft reboot it though, and then you mess up again, then I'm totally out. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Because it's like what, like it's one thing to acknowledge that you make a mistake. It's another thing to see the mistake and then do it again.
mm-hmm.
So it's like if you're gonna acknowledge and make a soft reboot, you gotta understand what you did wrong and learn from it. Because if you don't learn from it, then what's the point
What's
of
the
even
point?
trying
Yeah,
again? You know? So just
Yeah.
keep, just fake it till you make it at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. I really hope Shazam does well. Like
Mm-hmm.
I hope it does at least as good as Suicide Squad because like I know it's gonna be a better movie. So if it can do at least that much,
Yeah.
I think I'll be
Oh
satisfied.
yeah. I mean, it already has a better storyline, and then we know what it's about. Like it's
Yeah.
like kid gets superpowers is already more appealing.
Better than villains being the good guys for some reason. Like okay, whatever, it's fine.
But not, and then someone that
We don't have time to go into how bad that movie.
don't we though?
Oh.
We got a little
To
time.
put
2
it
hours
shortly,
later, and another.
it's midnight.
Yeah, 2 a.m. But they should have known that this character doesn't work that way.
Long story short, just watch Assault on Arkham. It's a just do
Much
that, and
better.
you'll have a better you have a better Suicide Squad appearance.
It's
A Suicide Squad
much
movie.
better.
Yeah. So my number 7 is the remaining Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC.
Fair.
Now, the Smash Bros. Reveal trailers are legitimately some of the greatest trailers I have ever seen. Like they take like little references from their game series. They fake you out thinking it's a different game. Like the Isabelle reveal trailer, you were thinking the entire time, oh, wait, is this a new Animal Crossing game? No, it's actually Isabelle's in Smash, but then Animal Crossing was revealed right after. Or like that the Simon Belmont reveal trailer had Luigi like in the haunted castle, like in the King K. Rool trailer, like you had this big build up to like what you thought was King K. Rool. Like you had the jungle aesthetic, you had Donkey Kong just like chilling out, and then you had King Dedede like is actually the one like there, like, and he's laughing, and then K. Rool like just slashes at them, like so. And not only are these trailers like some of the greatest trailers I've ever seen, when you have someone like Joker from Persona 5, a game that's never been on Nintendo platforms, that more or less opens the floodgate for anybody to get in, like at least if they have an even remote tie to Nintendo in some way. Like no Kratos or Master Chief, nothing crazy like that, but like pretty much any third party game, pretty much any like, especially if they're like some obscure Japanese character, they could easily get in. Like it's not just gonna be oh, here's like a Goomba or something. Like I know we're getting Piranha Plant, but that's free DLC, so like that's essentially with every single Nintendo Direct or every single Nintendo event going forward, you could like go in expecting to like with no expectations for Smash characters and just be blown away with whatever it is. So, and I already have all of them already technically owned for the season pass. So like, I'm ready. I'm here for it.
Just waiting on them.
Yeah. Even if
bring them on.
And like, even if I don't necessarily agree with what character got in, like even if it is like Steve from Minecraft or Fortnite, default skin, like the trailer itself is still gonna be a fantastic trailer because that's just how much Sakurai and the team of the people making Smash Bros. They care so much about pleasing the fans that like they make these trailers as good as they possibly can be. So yeah, like, even if I'm not necessarily enthralled by the character, the reveal trailer itself is going to be stellar. So like I'm just looking forward to it. I think they have 4 more of those to reveal, so I'm here for it.
All for it, yeah. Gosh, Smash. That's the thing. Like the thing with I love DLC because it like prolongs the hype for a game.
Yeah.
It's like it's like it's not. Yeah, it came out in December, but we're not done.
And we'll get
There's more
like new stuff all the way until next February. So. And they can easily do more DLC after that if they're like, we want more money. So,
and we know we know you guys are gonna buy it. So yeah. I mean, and everyone just pulls out their wallets. You right?
Like you're right.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
guess
I don't
80
even care
characters
what it
wasn't
is.
enough. I had okay,
Yeah,
fine,
yeah,
whatever. It's
yeah.
fine.
We might as well go for a solid 100. We're already here.
Yeah.
We're all right. Just make copies. It'll be fine. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the game has so many characters. It's unreal.
Okay.
Oh gosh. All right. Are we what, six now?
6. Yeah.
Okay. Six. I have Star Wars: The Clone Wars
I was
season
waiting for
7.
that. Yep.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I love the Clone Wars. I really do because like the show's really good and the thing about season 6, I don't dislike the whole Lost Missions thing because it
I
does
still
have
haven't
some
watched
really great
those.
moments too.
Still haven't watched
Yeah,
them, but I need to.
they are worth the watch for sure because there's some really good story. Like there's some characters revisited that it's really good. There's stuff you like, but it kind of got away from where the hype and where the big thing that season 5 ended at.
The Mandalore
And
stuff.
yeah, it's like I'm not even like the Mandalore. Well, have you seen it all, or are
Yeah,
you still?
I've seen everything up to the Lost Missions. I haven't watched
Okay,
anything
okay, yeah, yeah.
Lost
So
Mission
like,
stuff.
yeah, it led up to like the Mandalore stuff getting really good, and obviously like the whole Ahsoka thing,
Right.
which I still to this day I think Ahsoka leaving was still like probably like I feel weird saying it, but that might be the most emotional I've gotten about Star Wars, like actually watching something,
Wow.
which is like I sang a lot, which is weird because I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, there's been some stuff, but like I don't usually get like I get hyped for Star Wars or I get excited, but I don't get
Get
like
emotional, yeah.
emotional. You know, I was just like, wait, no, like, because like you felt her get betrayed, but it's like you can't leave this. This is, I mean, what else? You've been doing this your whole life. You can't just go. But it's like, ah, because she was because it was like she started out as a character that I wasn't fond of, but watching her, it's almost like she as the seasons go on, you really start to like her because she becomes like kind of like Anakin, but also in her own way. And Anakin's a really good character in this. He's not, whiny and annoying. He's a really good leader. He's an excellent person. Like, he's a guy I would fight for. So it's like, dude, he's awesome.
Yeah.
And like to have her leave and Anakin's mad about so they're picking back up on this and they've had like in the past, like they're on YouTube, I'm pretty sure they're like the unfinished episodes of like arcs and stuff. And from what I've seen, they look really, really good. I mean, obviously the animation's not done, but like the stories and the voices are still there. It's really good. So I'm really excited for them to actually come together and like actually finish all these things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, because there's missions where Ahsoka might come back. It explains. It actually goes into Order 66, I believe, during the season, just from like her point of view. So like you don't see obviously the events of Revenge of the Sith, but it's like that stuff's still happening in real time.
Yeah,
so I
like
think
we know
really
she's
awesome
still alive in Rebels. So like, how was she affected by Order 66? Was she hunted? Was she like, how did she deal with that?
Yeah, what went down? How did it go? Like, does she? Oh my gosh! Like, so it's gonna be good, man. Yeah. I'm hyped for it. Yeah. And like, I remember the trailer when it came back, and I was like, what are they doing? And then I saw the film, I was like, oh, they're gonna do it. Oh yeah, like it's back. Yeah. Like I literally I texted my friend. I was like, bro. Like, no, actually, my friend texted me. He said it's back, and I was like, dude, no, it's not. It's just speculation. I've seen it before. Everyone's like, oh yeah, sign my petition. Like, no, dude, it's really back. And I didn't believe him, and he sent me a video of it, like officially back. Yeah. I was like, what is this? It looks official. There's no way it's. Oh, and it's like hashtag Clone Wars say, and I was just like,
oh my!
I had to go and like get my computer, like look at my sources. I was like, is this really happening? Like, what is going on? I was like, oh my god! And I texted him back. I was like, bro, I'm sorry, I doubted you. Like, I just did like, because you see, because every time a good show ends, there's always, fan made trailers. There's, petitions, all this stuff to bring shows back, and I'm just like, guys, it's done. Like, forget it. But, oof.
Yeah,
it's good to be back.
Yeah, like that. It's for the record, Clone Wars season 7 isn't in my top 10 solely because I didn't like really get into it until super recently. So like the wait for it to come back wasn't as extreme. So like I'm still very excited for it to be back. Like I love the show, but
yeah,
it's just not like as exciting for me as like people who've been waiting like 5-6 years since the show ended. Was it 2012, 2013? What
Yeah, like
season
something like
5?
that. I think I want to say 13. I'm actually not totally sure on the math on that, but I want to say 13. But probably, yeah, it's
No,
been
at least
a
5 years.
yeah, it's been a while. Like it's because we've had Rebels. I think had like 4 seasons, and that was like a little bit after that, and that was so yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
really excited for
speaking of waiting an exorbitant amount of time for something you love to come back, my number 6, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. Yes.
that. You love this so much.
So
I
much.
love it.
like like I said before, even if it wasn't even coming to Switch, I would still be extremely excited for it. But the fact that it is coming to Switch exclusive, not that I necessarily care about it being exclusive, but the fact that it is still makes me, a little bit more excited. Like the fact that it is coming to Switch, the fact that just they're not just focusing on MCU characters. They're bringing back the Sentinels. They're bringing back Wolverine. Um, like they're these characters that generally they look more like their comic book counterpart as opposed to their live action counterpart. And it like every like with since Infinity War just came out, like Thanos is still there in
Mm-hmm.
your mind. So the fact that it's Ultimate Alliance 3, the Black Order, like Thanos stuff is gonna happen, and like they also had Ultron in the trailer. They had some of the people from Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery show up. So like, who knows what anarchy could happen while Thanos is terrorizing the planet. Like and it looks like it's pretty much the exact same gameplay apparently because like the original game was more like a top down view, but the trailers had it more like a behind the back third person style. They said you could switch between them whatever you like, so like I'm fine with that. Like I would have necessarily minded a uh, a position like a camera position change if, as long as the gameplay is still there, but the fact that you can make it whatever you want, like I'm here for that. Um,
Right,
I just
sure.
hope
Yep.
that the Fantastic Four are still in there. I just hope that they still have, you know, like some of like the more Sony owned Spider-Man villains. Like I hope like licensing stuff doesn't take away from this game too much because I know we got Wolverine and like we didn't see any other X-Men in that trailer outside of Scarlet Witch, who's like in my eyes like kind of barely an X-Men at this point. So we'll we'll see how that turns
Yeah.
out. I hope more X-Men like Cyclops and Storm and whatnot. I hope like Gambit was my
Like the look.
favorite character to play with in Ultimate Alliance 2. Just you could spam that staff and it would just like go forever. He could like throw like homing cards out like it
Dude,
yeah.
no matter what X-Men game it is, like Gambit and his staff is just OP. Like it doesn't matter what game it is.
uh,
I've played so like I mean X-Men everything from like X-Men versus like Street Fighter from like anything. It's just
right.
like the staff for some reason the staff is just OP.
Mm,
Like
yeah.
even like like I know this is a side note I apologize, but even in like Injustice when you could use like Nightwing with
Oh,
the
I
staff,
hate
I
I
was
hate
still
playing
like
Nightwing
this
so much. I'm actually
reminds me of
glad he's not even in
Gambit.
Injustice 2 because I do not want to fight him ever again.
Yeah, dude, I'll tell you the staff. I swear
Yeah.
it's so annoying, but it's so great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, Gambit's always been a fan favorite.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah. And like when this game was like initially being shown and I saw, all these other Marvel characters coming together and like I was at the back of my mind I was kind of thinking, "Oh cool, a new Marvel game. They probably won't have any X-Men or Fantastic Four because, Ultimate Alliance, sorry, Marvel versus Capcom 4 or Infinite whatever didn't have, really anybody because Disney was being petty." Um
mhm.
And then they showed Wolverine. It's like, holy crap, that is cool. I'm
Oh,
like, okay. I just hope they don't.
yes,
I
more
don't
fun.
hope they don't just have Wolverine. I hope they have everyone from the first game plus more, or first two plus more. But
Mhm.
we'll see. I, I'm so I'm. I just hope it's like that is a really good summer title. Like late May, July at the latest. Like a game I can just play it the summer. Just have someone come over to my house and be like, "Hey, you want to play some Ultimate Alliance 3?" And like that's just a fun game, just mess around in over the summer. Like yeah, I want it so bad right now. I just have it now, please.
Like, please return. Like, I want it. I love you. Thank you. Oh, dude. The amount of getting hype for stuff to return, it's real, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. Like I've like some like I mean, because there's a lot of stuff on. When I think there's a lot of stuff on this list. I'm like, I haven't seen the likes of you in years.
Yeah, that's one,
I need this to
two,
come back.
three, four, five.
I've
Five
got
of my top 10 are things I'm just excited that are coming back. So
really
yeah.
okay. I know I've got at least two. I want to say I think three. Well, I don't know about that one, but that's fine. But yeah, okay. So top five now?
Top
Are
five.
we at top five at this point?
Yep.
Okay. So this one was a close call because I kind of felt bad,
Mm-hmm.
but also it does look really okay. So I got Captain Marvel at five. And
Okay.
here's my thing. I know that's kind of high, but here's my thing. I was really gonna put it lower, but Captain Marvel is gonna be a big part of Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
And other in this universe, we don't know yet what just how much she's capable of. Like we've seen trailers of her, going into space, blowing stuff up, which is dope. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, what can she do? Like, how can she, like it's like what how are we gonna implement this stuff? And I'm excited because I mean it's kind of a throwback. It's '90s stuff, and my brother is like obsessed with the '90s. Like he's the whole '90s kid thing. He loves
Mm-hmm.
it, Rugrats and all that stuff. He's all for it.
Yeah.
So like we saw Blockbuster. He was like, "Oh, dude, you remember that? You remember?" I'm like, "Yes, I remember. I was there. Like I know Blockbuster used to exist. Like and like oh my gosh, so cool. And like Fury with hair and like I don't know. It's like I'm excited, but I don't know what I'm excited for. If that makes sense.
I understand that completely when it comes to this movie. Like, I'm also very, very excited for it, but like, yeah, kind of like you, I'm not exactly sure why outside of it just being a Marvel movie, which like,
Yeah.
hey, if that's all it takes, I mean, okay. And like Brie Larson is a great actress, and like Sam Jackson, acting like a young Sam Jackson is always fun. Like Agent Coulson coming back, Ben Mendelsohn is always just a perfect villain for any movie you want to put him in. Like
Right.
Jude Law is always great in anything he's in. So like and Captain Marvel as a character I don't know much about, which just kind of makes me even more excited just to learn more about her. So there's a
Right.
lot going towards this movie that make me excited for it.
Yeah. No, that's right. Yeah. And I mean, it's setting up stuff too, because I mean, like obviously it's gonna set up Avengers, and also like what her future is gonna look like in this universe. Is
Mm-hmm.
she gonna be, calling the shots a lot more going forward? Is she gonna be, like I mean, like where it's just like the suspense and excitement of the unknown future,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, it's not just about this movie; it's about this character who has the potential to really be like a foundation character in this MCU now.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot I can say other than bring it on.
Mm-hmm. So my number five is the directed TV movie Invader Zim Enter the Forbus.
Only five? I
Only
thought you
five.
were gonna have that in like top three. Because I saw
it,
that, I'm like, I'm gonna love
it
that one.
it was close between my five and four, but like
That's fair.
this
Cause you,
like
oh my gosh.
I mean, you heard me just gush for like half an hour on this
Oh,
movie before
you
on
love
on
it.
our cartoons list. Like, and it looks like just from the trailer they released, it was just random shots of Zim and Gur just doing stuff. And like, if the entire movie was just that, I would watch it. Like, if it was an hour and a half of Zim and Gur just doing random stuff, I wouldn't care. Like, those are like two of my favorite characters of all time. Like, especially Gur, like defined my humor growing up, and like I and the same writers are coming back for it, the same actors.
Mm,
Like it's the like maybe the reason it's not higher is because it's not like on the big screen. It's just a direct TV movie, so it doesn't have the
Yeah,
same budget as like it maybe could have. Also,
yeah.
one issue with like movie length, like regular show the movie, Phineas and Ferb the movie, they
Hmm.
ideally when you have like a long running, like 15 to 22 minute show turn into a movie, you essentially want that movie to feel like an hour and a half long episode of that show. Although with both the ones I just mentioned, they took themselves way too seriously, and like
Hmm.
there were barely really any jokes. Like there was just some like weird stuff that like didn't match the tone of the show at all. And like a part of me is just like a little bit afraid that Invader Zim will kind of go that same way with like the humor and tone, but like the the creator of the show is a is a is a maniac. Like there's no other way to describe this guy. Like literally he someone asked on Twitter like, "Hey, now that this movie is coming out, is there any way for, is there any reason why the show couldn't be rebooted?" And he literally said, this world could not handle a new season of this show. And I'm like, what the heck does that even mean?
That was so freaking ominous. Like, what?
Like, what is going on in that mind of yours that I can't process?
Like, just like, huh? Like, is it gonna enslave us all? Like, what does that mean? I'm terrified, and yes, I must know more. Like,
Yeah, like, so if this movie is all we get for now, like, that's fine. I just want more of this show. Like, the fact that this show
right,
only
more
got one
content.
season, like, that was just, it was on the wrong network. Like, if it was on Cartoon Network where they can kind of, especially like early 2000s Cartoon Network where they could get away with some like crazy stuff.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Like that
it
golden
being on
age of
Nickelodeon,
cartoons.
just, I know they had Ren and Stimpy, but even then that was kind of like late, like, I think that was more so geared towards adults. Like it was kind of on the later like eight
Yeah.
o'clock, 9 o'clock setting where there's like it's a weird show, and like I could easily see kids not really liking it for how gross it is at times, but like it is perfect for like teenagers and up to just love every part of it. And like if the movie keeps the same feel, keeps the same kind of humor, I am very very excited for it. So I think that's March, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, sometime early this year. So
Oh
yeah,
down there. Oh man. Oh man. All right. So number four, I've got the third season of Young Justice,
same.
and yeah, yeah. Okay, it's actually already out, just so you know. And
First
I
three
have,
episodes or something. Yeah,
yeah, I the first three episodes I have acquired
you've watched them.
the episodes I did. Yeah,
Okay, I
it,
haven't. I'm
it
gonna
was
wait until the entire season's out, then just like get the free trial, and then
that's fair.
do it from there. But
Honestly, that's probably the best way of doing it. I think like the main reason they're spacing them out is because people are doing that, so they're like they don't want to do it all at once. So
yeah,
everyone's like, okay, I got Young Justice. Bye,
yep. I'm
DC.
not
Like,
sticking on for Titans. I can tell you that much.
no, we're not gonna talk about that. Let's not ruin the good topic right
Okay,
now.
okay.
Let's stick to the good stuff. But no, I mean, like this. I mean, this show was great. I mean, this show, like, it's really good because this was the first show. Because, like, growing up, we had the Justice League show, and then you had the Teen Titans, and it was like, okay, these are great, but like, Justice, like, okay,
We
this
have
is
them at the
one.
same time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, guys, it's only one universe. These characters coexist. You don't have to just reference other characters and not show them.
Hmm.
You know, everything's together. Like, yes, it's about the sidekicks, but obviously, Superman, Batman, and the rest are still here. They're still very much
Yeah,
existing in this universe, which is awesome. It's this very drawn out, very expanded
hmm,
universe that got bigger as the show went on.
and
And well, I'm
like
not
it's
about
crazy
talking
because
about.
like you like it when the like the bigger name superheroes actually do stuff, but you're still invested when their sidekicks are still doing their espionage and like other stuff. Like it's not just like, oh, when is I could have easily seen this show kind of like how Flash the show is right now, where like it's only good when Snart comes back. That's really the only good episodes nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it could be a thing where like, oh, this show has gotten like I don't really care about these kids, but Wonder Woman's back. Oh, they're actually teaming up again, but you actually care about all of it. Like,
Right.
yeah, there's never a point
And
where
it's really
oh the big superheroes are fighting. I want to go back to the other guys. Oh, the little guys are fighting. I want to go back. Like, there's never. It's like, oh, I'm super invested in this. I'm
right.
super invested in this. Like, and most of the time when Superman and Batman are on screen, like they're working with their sidekicks. So like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like yeah, it's like really good. Like you rarely see like the big players like doped up, but like occasionally like there's like in season two, there's like the one time where it's just all Batman and like Robin and Nightwing
right.
and background. It's just like you're like, oh my gosh, it's about to go down. Like all hands on deck,
Mm-hmm.
and they just casually go in there, beat the crap out of everything, and just like,
Yeah.
and it's like it's really good because the story's just told really well and the character development's done really well and like
Mm-hmm.
you see characters growing and like how they interact with each other is really good.
Yeah.
It's just really good because like it's about superheroes but it's also kind of relatable
Yeah.
because they have problems that other kids have, just also they have to save the world from blowing up and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
so like it's just on a grander scale. It's really
Yeah.
good like that. And I originally wasn't a fan of the big time jump because there was a lot that happened, but they
Yeah.
do a good job of catching you up,
Yeah. And also,
which is
like, a lot of it's
important.
just implied by, hey, you've read a comic before. You know Jason Todd died. Like, we don't need to explain that to
Yeah,
you.
and I like how they would hint at it, but they wouldn't outright say it.
Yeah.
Because like there's like in one of the first episodes, there's like he's like, all right, Robin, you're gonna be running this squad. It's like, hey, Dick, I've never run this before. It's like, hey, dude, just don't die. And you're like, oh, hell yeah. Oh,
Oh, wait.
oh,
Yeah.
ooh.
Okay.
You got, it's like that was one of those that I didn't get the first time, and I watched it
Mhm.
again. And I was like, oh, yeah, because probably,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that is right. You can't. We're running out of Robins already. We can't lose another one. I lost the last one I sent out on the mission. Like, so
Yeah.
it's like, and I also like that the show was mature too. Like, obviously they didn't go around cutting people's heads off and stuff, but I
Mhm.
mean, it was still, people died occasionally. People like I mean, they faked Artemis's death, but they very easily didn't have to.
Yeah.
It was very, although it wasn't violent, it very easily could have been. And I
Yeah.
like that they took it seriously enough to do that. They didn't just
Mhm.
like, oh, punch and then like flash off screen or something like
Blam.
that. Yeah, it was very, the action scenes they did have was very in your face. It
Oh
was
yeah.
good. And like,
And I like the fact that since it is on DC streaming service, they don't necessarily have to follow Cartoon Network's guidelines, so they can kind of be a
but they
little
do not.
more. Hmm? Do you did they kind of push it a little bit with what you've seen so
It's
far?
it's not like gory or anything like that, but it's definitely a little more intense than
Yeah,
it was,
like
which
they
is
could
good.
maybe like throw a swear word in there every now and again just to kind of
Yeah.
keep you on your toes.
Yeah, it's very much like it's aged up a little bit, but it's not rip this dude's part out or something
Yeah,
crazy like that. No Mortal Kombat stuff
uh,
going on, but still
yeah.
really good.
Mm. And like honestly, the main reason is as high as it is for me, outside of it just being a great show that finally came back. I legitimately feel like this has been the only time where like I have actively participated in bringing a show back. Because
Mm,
back in like 2016, they released the second season on Netflix, and they were like, okay, now that all of Young Justice is on Netflix, we know everyone wants this show to return. If this show gets a good reception on Netflix, we might consider bringing it back. And I watched it twice. Like I've just
oh
watched it
yeah,
through twice
oh
because like
yeah,
I didn't think they were serious. I didn't know if it would actually happen, but just on the off chance
yeah.
that
Do my part.
and I got to watch an amazing show twice. Like I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna like cry over it if it
Yeah,
doesn't come back. Like I got to watch the show again. So so yeah, like I actively felt like I did this. Like this show is coming back because of something I did. So like that, just a personal like I don't know, a personal reward or just I don't like a personal accomplishment that the show is actually here finally. And yeah, I am very excited to watch it all. Once
seriously.
the full season is out, I'll just binge it all in
Yeah,
free trial.
because it's usually what, like 26 episodes a season, I
I think
think.
it's
Like 20.
I think the way they're doing it is like they're cutting it into two 13 parts, but
Okay.
still 26. We're getting at least
Okay.
26 episodes.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, and I hope that the show is good enough where they're like, okay, we'll do season 4 and just kind of keep going from there and not.
Yeah, just keep
There's
going.
plenty of comics to tell. Like even after you do have Dark Side, stuff, you can still there's still stuff to escalate from there. There's
Oh
still
yeah.
other stories to tell.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much to go on. Because I mean, like literally, like I mean, they ended by just throwing. I mean, the season 2. I mean, they just casually, all right, Blue Beetle. We're gonna explore this character to the point we're gonna have a whole race of whatever they are, the Reach or whatever.
Yeah.
Just casually try to take over the planet. Like that was the whole. That's the whole thing. That's based loosely off one character's story. So like, I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Okay. So
I just love how like integrated it is into like our world. I just love because like like they have the United Nations and it's like, oh yeah, the Justice League is like they have a seat or something. Like it's very much like, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah, I am so excited for that to come back finally.
Dude, it's so good.
So, top 3. If you've been keeping track.
Okay.
I mean, now that I was definitely expecting this top 3 to happen, Avengers, Star Wars, and our respective game series. I'm just very curious about what order that will be in. So,
and it took so long.
I know.
A long time.
I know. I switched around 1, 2, and 3. I eventually no, number 1 is number 1. 2 and 3, which do I okay, I think I got
it's
it.
Weird
this is not changing. I got it. Yep.
My 3 was originally 1, and then I thought, no, that's not right. But I was like, but wait, yeah, it is. But I was like, no, okay, be honest with yourself. And it was
which one is the right choice to be number
1?
All
right, but it's hard. It's really hard because I don't know, and I'm really okay. All right,
number 3.
All right. Anyway, my number 3 is episode 9. And here's why. And this was hard because I thought first, I was like, okay, not only is this a Star Wars movie, B, the ending of a trilogy.
A trilogy of trilogies.
Exactly. Which is, it's a double, but and also, I haven't seen a Star Wars movie in 2 years at this point because I didn't see Solo. I don't plan on seeing Solo. I mean, yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe I'll see Solo, but I didn't see it in theater, so it's not the same. So I'm still, since The Last Jedi, I still haven't seen anything. Plus, I'll be hyped up by the time Clone Wars gets back. I'll be hyped up for more Star Wars, even though it'll be a totally different. I'm gonna be hyped for it, but it's like, no, think about it. You've got this other stuff you like too, and let's be honest. So I'm gonna put Star Wars at 3 just because I don't know. I just can't put it on the other ones. I love this too. It's all the same love, but it's we've been building up to this at some point. I'm really excited. I'll admit, the way The Last Jedi ended is great, but I wanted it to go a little bit different at the end. I kind of wanted Rey to just go with Kylo.
Yeah, I wanted, honestly, I would have wanted, honestly, and it kind of would have been a parallel to the end of Force Awakens if Kylo Ren was come with me, credits. And then, and then you don't even know how that ended. But regardless of what your fan theories thought, it was still a great ending. That fight between Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren was still a great fight.
Oh, the hype for it. Dude, Mark Hamill is a legend. He was already a legend before that. But the absolute just what's up. No. I don't care about anything about you. You're not worth it. Oh my goodness. It's really I mean, because like the way I see it, Ray is gonna be like, okay. First of all, I didn't notice until the end of the movie that Poe Dameron and Ray hadn't met, and they're like, "Hi,
Yeah,
I'm Poe. Oh, I'm Ray." I'm like, "Have you not?" That's right, because yeah, and you weren't there, and yep, that's right. And I
yeah.
was
Like
just like, "Oh
I
yeah," because you were on
never
the ship when this
considered.
happened, and I didn't even think about it because those are
Huh.
the two of the three. And I was just like,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, the main three the main three good protagonists,
Yeah.
they know each other. This is Han, Luke, and Leia in certain respects. Like they all know each other. And it's like, no, actually, they don't. They haven't met somehow. But you know what? It's still awesome because they're probably gonna get along fine or
Mhm.
terribly. Actually, I don't know how that's gonna go,
We'll see.
but probably
But yeah,
terribly.
like
Honestly, no,
I never even
probably
really
terribly.
considered that episode 9 will be the first and only time we see these three characters like going on an adventure together. Which cool.
Right? Because it's usually, they're usually doing multiple things at the same time. One's fighting one person, one's fighting the other person, or one's trying to, find something, or, it's like this is gonna be awesome. And like I don't even know what they're gonna do. And Kylo's in charge now, so he might just have everyone just. He might just be go blow up everything. Like
I
I don't
find it
even care.
hilarious that
Like what do you? Where do you?
there have been next to no fan theories about this movie. Like no one like even wants to hype themselves up because they know they'll be just
Because
disappointed
they learned
basically.
their lesson.
It's like, yeah, they learned their lesson. Like you, the Last Jedi was bad because you made the best movie you ever in your head, and it says this movie was not as good as the best movie you made in your head, or as good as the movie you
Yeah.
had in your head. Like,
Yeah. And I'm like, look, man, like I get it. You wanted her to be related to Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then all the I get it, but
it,
like,
what we got actually
sorry,
makes more sense. Just shut up, stop.
it does make way more sense. And not everyone has to be related in the galaxy. It's
Yeah,
like, oh, she has an accent. I'm like, everyone in Star Wars has an accent,
yeah,
except the
like,
only British dude, but it's fine.
yeah.
I still think it's the funniest thing ever.
uh,
But it's like I just don't they learn, don't make all these fan theories because if it's especially like with big stuff, because then you're gonna be like, but they're gonna do this, and they don't, and you're just like,
like,
but
oh, it's bad
no,
because it didn't go the way I wanted. It's like,
right? And I'm
yeah, so
like,
just don't have any expectations for how this whatever episode not I just realized we don't have a name for episode 9 yet.
mm-hmm.
It's I guess we'll get that at some point.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Why should be something like perfectly to tie a bow around it or something? Something like
Mhm.
so cheesy, you're just
One
like, all right.
one person recommended The Last Hope, which I love that. I know we just had The Last
Oof,
Jedi, but like The Last
the
Hope
last hope.
to like come full circle from A New Hope, like Ray is a
Yeah.
Ray, and like the little bit of resistance that's left is
Oh,
the
oh,
last hope
oh.
of the galaxy.
A ray of hope.
Oh no.
No, no,
Do they
no.
spell it
Silly
REY
stuff.
of hope?
Oh, that would make even me cringe. No, but no, I mean, like I already hate dad jokes. I mean, that'd be the grandfather of all dad jokes right there. I'm just like, oh my goodness. But
Mhm.
no, I mean, yeah, we haven't had a title for it. Obviously, there's still time, but I mean, like, I kind of want to know now.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I don't
Like
know.
just with Avengers Endgame, like
Right?
I'm just gonna call it episode 9 forever anyway. So you
That's
might as
what
well
I'm
just give it
saying.
to me
Like, I
now.
mean, yeah, it's just episode 9. It's like, oh yeah, Empire, yeah, Last Jedi, yeah. This is episode 9. You're like, wait, doesn't that no, it's just episode 9. We don't name it things. It's its own thing. But yeah, I'm really hyped for this. I want to see where it ends. I don't know how it's gonna end. I don't speculate or anything. I just want, it's gonna be a Star Wars movie. It's gonna be epic because it's the last one, so they have to be
Mhm.
epic. You gotta tie everything in somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna have most of the characters. I'm really excited to see again because I really like Ray's character. I forget what Poe Dameron's the coolest dude in the whole song. I don't even care. I don't care what you think about Kylo Ren, but Poe Dameron's a
Mhm.
baller. I love it.
Yeah. Lando's coming back.
Right, and it's actually Lando.
Hmm. I mean, I would have been
So
fine
great.
if Donald Glover just
Donald
showed
Glover.
up.
That
You
was
know?
honestly, he puts like a gray hat Great wig on his. Yo, you
Uh,
know what's funny would have had with that? Oh my goodness, that would have been amazing.
mhm.
Donald Glover's awesome. But no, that's I mean, Billy D is coming back. Like this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah. My number three is actually Avengers Endgame.
Fair enough.
And, like, I don't know what more we can say about this movie. Like, if you saw Infinity War, you have to see Endgame. Like, you can't just
Yeah.
watch Infinity War and be like, you know what, that's the last Marvel movie I'll ever see. It's my first and only Marvel movie. It's like, wait,
What?
you haven't seen one before? You haven't seen one before now or since? Like, what is wrong with you? Like, how are you here?
It essentially ends on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So it's like
It would be even crazier if Endgame is somehow your first Marvel movie. And, like, you don't understand anything that's happening right now, do you?
you wouldn't enjoy. I feel like you wouldn't enjoy it.
No.
Because it's all gonna be built. I mean, because like even Infinity War, I feel like if that's the first Marvel movie you see, you can't really
You can enjoy the action, but you don't understand what's happening.
And but the big moments,
Mm-hmm.
you won't feel it, because
Yeah.
when Loki goes, we have a Hulk, like everyone else is gonna lose it immediately. And you're just like, I mean, he is a Hulk. Like you're like, no, you don't get it, bro. He was on the other end of that like 6 years ago. You don't even know.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna go, and then there's all these references and stuff. I'm like, who's that? Who's this? I don't remember this happening. And then
It also doesn't help that they don't say, like, half the people's names. Like, they never say Mantis, Drax. Like, most of the people in this movie, like, their name is never said because they just assume you know who they are. Which, like,
yeah, there are a few introductions in this movie. Like, it's great because like the characters just kind of appear and show up, and it's great because Captain America just kind of appear. Like, obviously it was an epic arrival, but it kind of just like you didn't have to say.
They never called him
America.
Captain America. Actually, now that I think about it,
that's what I'm saying.
More so because he's Nomad now, but still, like,
but
they
still,
never
that's
call
the
him
point,
Captain America when, like, he is Captain America. It's weird.
But because first the music, and then you're like, oh, it's going down. Because, like, it's Cat. And, like, I like how instead of introducing characters, a lot of times it was just music or a certain backdrop or something. Because, like, I think of, like, when he's like, I know someone. And then, like, it's just, you hear the drums in the background, and it's just the big fan. You're just like, you immediately know exactly what's happening. You're just like, okay, here we go. We're going to Wakanda, guys. We're going to Africa. Pack your bags. We're going to Africa.
And I know it wasn't his introduction, but Thor's return to Wakanda was just, oh my gosh. I've literally watched that on loop, like, for a literal half hour before. Like, I'm not even joking that happened. Like,
I believe it, dude. I believe it.
Just they're I wouldn't necessarily say it's a problem, but one, like, little thing that kind of took me out of the experience just a slight bit of Infinity War was the fact that they did play the Avengers theme like too many times. Like, they played it like Black Widow like jumped down, it played like a little bit of it in the background.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't do anything.
But I think what they did is whenever one of the original members did something big, they kind of played it.
But
because, like, I mean, it's for all we knew, it was their last ride.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was trying to hype it up, like,
but,
one
like,
more time,
But at the same time, I even though they did play it like so many times, it didn't take away from the fact that, like, that was Thor's moment. That was Thor's song in that moment. Like, as soon as that portal came down, the music started playing, the axe came out, and just
right.
Like,
the
hypest thing I have ever experienced in a movie theater. Like,
it was just like for me, it was hype but when he jumped up and, like, the eyes and everything, like, I was
destroys
like,
everything.
Because you immediately got, like, because I feel like if you don't see Thor Ragnarok, that moment's not nearly as big, but, like, because you know what's up, but you're like, bring it, like, they're not ready. Like, because, like, Banner, no, he knows, he was there.
You're all
like,
screwed now.
Like, y'all, that's what I'm saying, like, he knows how upgraded, and that's, like, before the new hammer, too, so, like, the amount of upgrade Thor has at this point is just ridiculous. Like, he's exponentially, and he's evolved like twice since the last time he was on Earth. So he's gonna like destroy this place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like, bro, y'all aren't ready. I just even I love like big battle scenes or like Lord of the Rings or Narnia or stuff like that. Just a big open field and the army's trying like that scene for me was really high when they open the bear and then they start taking off and Captain Black Panther like a mile ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
Like, oh. It's like, oh, because they're so real, like, so get them, boy. And he just casually jumps into the army of monsters, like,
and like,
because that's what we're superheroes, right?
And Endgame is gonna be that, but like, it's gonna be that, but more, right?
I mean, hopefully, yeah.
Theoretically.
The way I want to be, it's like literally they get everyone back, and then it's just okay.
An hour left of the movie of them just wrecking everything.
Yeah, it's literally we're here. We need to get over there. There's an army right here.
I want there to be a 10-minute scene of everyone that scene from Avengers when like they're all like getting their gear ready. I want it to be a 10-minute sequence of every single Avenger introduced.
Everyone getting their equipment, oh my gosh, down to every character. Oh, dude. So much, because even in like Ultron, where he's like 3 minutes to get what you need, everyone just kind of like, what does he say? He's like, if you get hit, get back up, or
if you get hit, if you get knocked down, get back up. If you die, walk it off. It's like
it's like it's if you get hit, get back up. You get killed, walk it on.
It's like, yes.
No. It's like, I can't, but I will. Like, I get you. Like, we can't, there's no turning back, man. That was so high, dude. Yeah. That was probably the shortest, but most as far as battle speeches, that was one of those that, nothing needs to be said.
I can't find it on YouTube, though. Like, everywhere I look on YouTube, I can't, find the full speech. I can find the if you die, walk it off part, like that 10-second clip, but outside of I can't find the entire speech, but whatever.
I think I found that but I mean that stuck with me for a while though. Like I was just like, man, I can't complain about stuff. You gotta get it together. You die, walk it off. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so good. This is my two, by the way. Yeah. So I'm gonna talk about it. But it's just like, oh my gosh. Dude.
I don't even I don't really want to in a way, part of me doesn't want to theorize too much about this movie because we went ham 2 hours long at theorizing for the first one, and none of that was right. But it was still fun to do. We're still gonna do it, going to do a prediction video because I like doing those, but a part of me just wants to go in completely blind, completely expectationless.
Oh yeah, I mean honestly, I'm gonna have things I think, but I'm fairly certain I'm gonna be completely wrong, just like last time, and that's fine because I don't want to know. Because if I can figure it out, that's kind of lame. Yeah. But also because what I can think of should not be better than what the creators can think of in my head. So, I want, and also, even if I do think of something cool, if they put it on the screen, it's going to be cooler anyway. Because in my mind, I can imagine it, but the satisfaction of seeing someone else imagining something and putting it on the screen and me not knowing what it is beforehand, just going to make me, lose my mind. It's going to be amazing.
April is going to be crazy for superheroes.
Dude, this 2019 is going to be a great year. There's so much going on. There's so much. Oh, man.
Okay, before we go to our number ones. Oh, actually, my number two was Star Wars.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
The main justification for Star Wars being number two is that, I'm a huge superhero fan. I'm a huge MCU fan, but before all of that, I was a Star Wars fan. I've been a Star Wars fan since I was 5 years old, if not younger than that. So the fact that this is kind of the end of an era of Star Wars as we know it, of the core storyline, that just I'm insanely hyped for it in the game, but like just from nostalgia, just from just what this franchise has done for me, like specifically throughout my entire life, like I just feel like Star Wars Episode 9 is going to be something special that'll just I I'm just I just want it. I want it. I don't even think it'll technically be as good of a movie as in game will be, but like just for what
It's
it means to me, it'll
yeah,
it's
it's
up it's
just
there.
it's that movie because like the thing about Star Wars is it's like Star Wars is a just it's a part of your. I mean, for me, it's, I mean, always I feel with you is the same, but it's a part. It was a part of growing up, you know,
Yeah.
like Star Wars. I mean, I remember. I mean, I remember buying my first lightsaber toy. I
Mm-hmm.
remember buying the movies and skipping to the battle scene so I could act out the battle
Yep.
scenes with my toy lightsaber. Like like I mean, it's like oh my gosh, dude, Star Wars. It's just and each trilogy set has its strengths, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
like the storytelling in the originals. I think the prequels is the most quotable, at least for me,
If not,
because
if ironically or not, but still,
yeah,
they're
but
still
still,
like
you
everything
know,
Obi Wan says is just is
I
very
mean,
quotable.
I say hello there, not even ironically anymore.
Yeah,
It's that
like
bad.
there was like over this winter break, I me and my roommate like this past semester had just watched through like every single Star Wars movie. Well, actually, well, like all three Star Wars prequels, and like just like sometimes subconsciously, like if something happened that even like kind of resembled something that happened in the prequels, I would just like reference it. Like we were watching Boruto, the Naruto, you know, his
hmm
kid show, and like Boruto and friends walked up to this like kind of shack looking thing, and this very pale lady who looked a lot like a Geonosian like walked out, and like without even thinking, I just said, "Master Jedi, we've been expecting you." I was beginning to think you weren't coming, and we both just lost it.
Right? Like that stuff doesn't go away, man. Like I'm telling you, like we're gonna be old talking about these references and stuff. Like, are you referencing that old movie again? And we're like, yo, this is
And he got to a point where like I said something, and he's like, "Why have you been quoting Star Wars so much recently?" It's like I have.
I,
I guess I
I'm like,
have.
really? I only quoted it what?
Huh.
Yeah, yeah.
Would you look at
Well,
that?
sorry about that. Oh well. Oh man. But yeah, I mean it's Star it's just it's a part of life, dude.
Yeah.
Star Wars is amazing.
Mm.
And it's like it's one of those things that I know the MCU is at a huge hype right now and everything, but I mean Star Wars is forever gonna be like those movies for
Yeah.
me. Like, you know, it's like that's you know, maybe this Star Wars movie I'm not as hyped for as the Marvel movie coming out this year, but at the same time, like I'm always gonna be hyped for a Star Wars movie,
Yeah.
unless it's Solo.
Yeah. Apparently less than Solo. And like I
Yeah,
feel
I
like I
don't.
would have been excited for that had it come out in like November or December. But because it came
Yeah,
out mashed in between Deadpool 2 and Avengers, like I just could
there's
not
so
care.
yeah, there was so much going on. Like I was busy.
Yeah. And also Incredibles the next week, like I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, right. Like I got yeah. I mean, because Incredibles you had to go see. So I'm like,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna go see it.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's gonna spoil it on the internet if you don't go see it.
No
So
one's
it's
gonna
like
bother spoiling Solo. There's nothing to spoil.
yeah, like
I don't even know if there is. Like I haven't. No one's
I'm
cared
about
enough
to
to
say it
spoil it
hasn't
for
been
me.
the only thing like the Darth Maul thing was spoiled, but I mean other than that, like
I still
nothing
don't know the
about the actual.
context of it. So
That's
like,
what I'm saying. The actual movie, like it's been out for like half a year, if not more now, and
mm,
it's like I still don't know what happens in the actual movie. Because I
yeah,
mean, can you really spoil that much of a prequel?
yeah. No, not really.
You know, but I mean, you know, because I mean, the gist is, oh, let me guess, he became a smuggler with the Wookiee on the Millennium Falcon. Oh, I
Whoa,
was right. Oh, I
whoa.
got it.
Yeah,
I'm
Nostradamus over here.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I don't like to flaunt it, but I mean, I am a little bit psychic about these things,
Mm.
but it's fine. But all right, but
Okay,
you
you
want
want
to
to do
go
honorable
first? You want me to
mentions?
go first?
Honorable mentions first.
Oh, honorable mentions, yes.
Yeah, you go first.
Let's see. I have. Detective Pikachu's on here because
How do we keep forgetting about these things? Go on.
dude, I'm telling you, there was a lot this year.
I just forgot about that. Wow.
There was a lot of stuff this year. Dude. I'm telling you, there's a lot of stuff coming out this year. Like
wow. Okay.
that was on there for sure. I put MIB International because I love Men in Black personally. Like
I haven't seen
Men in
any of
Black
them.
was really,
that trailer did look pretty good.
you
like Tessa
like
Thompson and Chris Hemsworth like in the movie together again, like that.
Yeah, you know, 'cause, I mean, they were great in Ragnarok. They should be fine in this. You know, it's going to be Liam Neeson's in it.
Right.
Like, yeah, I'm in. You know, that's going to be really good. What else did I have on? I had like two more things. Hang on. I already said that. Is that it? I think that's it, actually. No, there was something else. There was totally something else, but I totally forgot what it is just now, and that's okay. Oh yeah, Frozen 2.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of excited for that. I'm not nearly as excited for that as like other stuff though, because like Frozen's
I'm just kind of curious about what they'll do with it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've never the first Frozen. I wasn't against it. I think it just got ruined for me because everyone in my high school wouldn't stop singing about it. Yeah, and I was really just kind of like, okay.
I like Frozen. I just kind of feel if it wasn't for Let It Go, people wouldn't be as nearly as in love with it as they are.
Right.
Because it's there. Like they could have like just made that its own movie and it would have been just as good.
Yeah. Yeah. I also put Lion King on there because Lion King looks really good. It's a good story and like, you know, it's got a really solid cast. Like I keep going back to the cast list and I'm like, dang, that's a lot of people.
Like I'll have to hold out until I see a trailer of animals actually talking. Once I see how that looks, then I'll give a final judgment. But right now, I'm like split right down the middle of whether or not I'm excited for it. I'm just
fair enough.
I'm just like I said, I'm so protective of this movie that like it looks good, but like as far as like how it'll actually play out, I just don't want to get hopes up. So.
Right. Yeah. And then realize, oh no, it's gonna be like that, and then but I think it's still gonna be all right though. But you know, it's still too soon to tell. But what about you? Honorable mentions?
Not counting stuff you already mentioned. John Wick 3. First two are really good.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3, which I know you're gonna talk about in a minute, but I'm just excited for you about that. Just excited for the memes to die and excited for that for that game to finally just come out and just exist.
Oh boy.
It's one of those games that like it was supposed to come out 13 years ago and it just
I'm starting to think they did the 13 for a reason because 13's like a symbolic in the game, but
no,
it's not. They're gonna try to play it off that way, I'm sure. But like 13 years and 7 months.
I'm excited for the people who are excited for this game to finally just exist and not be a meme anymore.
Oh my gosh, you don't even know, dude. Oh.
I also have Daemon X Machina, which is a like mecha, which is a robot mecha game. Which like, I mean, I'm always here for giant robots, so yes. And then Doom Eternal, which like is another game where like I would have been madly excited for it, even if it wasn't coming to Switch. But since it is coming to Switch, it made me more excited. And like the first Doom was really good. So this game like looks even better. So I am.
Will you be investing in a copy for yourself?
Oh yeah. Like I am buying so many video games this year.
He said, "Yes, sir. How dare you insult me?"
Like my number one, which we'll get to, Ultimate Alliance 3, Doom Eternal, Daemon X Machina, maybe Animal Crossing, maybe Luigi's Mansion, maybe Metroid Prime 4, maybe Bayonetta 3. Like they're like if they port like or like remake some other game, like I just have to get like they're it's a problem. It's a problem.
It's not it's only complicated solutions that made sense in my head. Probably.
I see what you're going for though. Kind of.
You know, it is. There's a I don't know. But
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, video game, I feel like obviously there's like, I'm gonna get Kingdom Hearts 3 like
Mm.
immediately. But like other than that, this year I'm like, I've been looking and I'm like, okay, is there anything here that I like have to get?
Mortal Kombat
And
11
like,
is also coming to Switch. I might have to get that too. Crap.
yeah, that's true. My
uh,
brother, yeah, it's like, you're like, well, I gotta put down like, you got like 10 things on your list. Like,
gaming is so
I'm getting
expensive. $60 for every one of these games.
no, dude. At
Oh, but
least
they're
they're
also good.
spreading them out though.
Yeah.
Like as long as they spread them out, like it's
Mm.
okay. But like I don't know. Like when I look at video games, I might look into buying. A lot of them were like last year games because like I already had Spider Man, Red Dead. I'm like God of War. I'm
Mm.
thinking about getting. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I don't buy too many video games because I'm one of those people who like I don't like to play more than like 3 games at a time.
Mm.
So I just like to like finish my games before I move on. So like right now, obviously I'm on Spider Man. I have to save one of my slots for Kingdom Hearts 3, and
Yeah.
then so I'm kind of busy right now. So I don't want to buy too many games, but at the same
Mm.
time, I'm like, oh man, that does look kind of cool. I don't know, but all right, are you
Yeah.
ready for this?
Yep.
All right. Am I going first? Or you going first?
You go first.
Okay, so surprise to no one, my number one is Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
Now, let me let me just
Floor is yours. Go for
so,
it.
I actually watched there's a YouTube video that has all the trailers for Kingdom Hearts 3 that have come out since the whole thing started. It's
Mm.
like 30 something minutes long at this point.
Wow.
And dude, like I almost cried.
Just
I
from the
know
trailer.
but dude, when the music hits a certain way, you get so because it's like, oh my gosh, dude, like it gets so emotional because there's so much build up and like it's really good story and it's always like, oh my gosh, dude, and the bad guys are like like it sounds too, but he's so evil. You're like, dude, why would you do this?
Hmm.
Like it's so bad. I mean, the dude literally brought other evil people back to life just to steal their bodies and make multiple copies of himself. He's that evil. Like
Uh-huh.
that's so messed up.
It's
Like people
crazy that
already
like this game, it was pitched as a Final Fantasy game, but with Disney characters, and Final Fantasy alone already has this like crazy lore behind it.
oh yeah.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is somehow even crazier than you could possibly imagine, and I
It's
don't understand where that came from.
it's a lot because like what they do is like they just kind of added on to stuff. It's like they made different games basically, and they kind of just threw them together with the same essential ideas and kind
Yeah.
of just threw the storylines together. So at this point in the game, all the storylines are kind of meeting up, and it's like it's basically like if the games came out under different titles, you almost sue them for copyright because it's the same central idea. Because there's always 3 sets of friends. There's 2 guys, 1 girl, and then they're all 3 friends, and then they get split up and they try to find each other. All these friendships, but it's like then they turn out to be alternate versions of themselves. Because like there's the regular ones, and then there's like the nobody one, and then the Burst by Sleep trio. Then there's the like Roxas and she. I'd like they're all kind of the same, but
Mm.
it's so hard to explain, and it probably sounds like I'm not making any sense.
No,
But if you know what I'm talking
you're
about, it
not.
makes
You're
sense.
not. But like, I understand.
It's like it's hard to explain because it's one of those games you can't explain just by talking. You have to like actually the
Watch
person
like a
has
half
to.
hour, just which I did. Watch a half-hour video trying to
Does that
explain it
help?
to me.
Does that help at all?
I understood the 13 reference you were going for. Like,
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I guess.
Okay, yeah. There's a lot because it's like, oh my gosh, because freaking Xehanort's just being a butthole, and he's like, I want to restart the Keyblade War, and I'm like, dude, why,
Why?
why? We got a good thing going on here. Why
What's
are
wrong
you
with
trying
you?
to? Why do we gotta do it? So like we've been beating up different versions of Xehanort for like 4 or 5 games now. So it's finally like the original Xehanort, but he's like, you know what? I don't want to fight you by myself. So I'm gonna take these bad people and make my body into them, and then you'll just fight 13 me's. Like that's how much of a douche I am. Like I'm just gonna like you're not good enough to fight just me. I'm gonna fight other versions of me. So it's just and he's like, oh my gosh, dude. And like people, you're like, oh man, at least we got this buddy on my side. Like, actually, bro, I'm a vessel for Xander. You're like, what? You're our fourth best person. What are you doing? Like, why would you do that? Like, okay, we left you in the realm of darkness one time. Like, come on. Like, come on. I'm sorry, but like Aqua. I mean, what could we do? Like, I mean, like, I'm sorry, but like, bro, we were busy. Like, oh no, I'm really hyped for this game because Kingdom Hearts 2 is my favorite game ever. Like I've beaten that game, I think, 5 times, all 100%.
That's a long game too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a pretty long game. It's like actual gameplay. It's like the main storyline, actual gameplay is like 20, 25, 30 hours.
Okay, so not quite as long as like a standard Final Fantasy, but still.
Yeah, no, not as long. But if you get everything, it's gonna take a minute. Like because they have the final mix version, which is like it has more stuff. Like it has a whole extra like world and everything into it. And that junk is hard. Like they up it like big time, you know, because it's got it's got all the bosses throughout, like all the Organization 13 bosses you can fight, which is freaking awesome because they're all really good and really strong. And I just like it because I like the mechanics of Kingdom Hearts because I'm not a big, like my brother's like, you're not a real Final Fantasy fan. You don't like turn-based combat. I'm like, you know what? You're right. I don't. Turn-based combat's terrible. But like, even the act, like I understand like Pokemon is the extent of turn-based I can deal with. Like that is the extent. Like after Pokemon, I can't deal with it because it's like even the active turn-based or whatever, it's still kind of like, but this one you can just go for it. Like just you versus him, figure it out. You know, there's nothing holding you back, and it's like it's really good. The story's good. I love that you can integrate Disney worlds. Some of the worlds get repetitive over time, or like some of the worlds aren't really worlds. You just do mini games, which is dumb. But I mean, you get stuff, so like, hey. And I mean, the stories are always really good, you know. And like the central idea is like friendship, which is always a win. Because like it's weird because like my friend group could easily be a friend group from Kingdom Hearts. Because there's me and my 2 best friends, and one of them.
And you're Sora, like, of course.
You know? Yeah, of course, I have to. But I mean, like, it's weird because it's like, yo, like we could very easily be in this video game because like the stuff they do, it's like, hey, that's what I do. Like, it's like, yeah, we just sit around. Like, that's what I do with my friends. Like, you know, it's just, I don't know, like. It's just a big part, and like we've been waiting years for this game, and every trailer like from the last like 4 years has looked better and better, and like the trailers that came out last year, dude, like they dropped the new music, like the music for them got released and stuff, and like, dude, oh, it gets real, dude. It gets like because it's finally concluding on stuff that we've been talking about for years, and the music hits, and you're just like, no, like, oh, what? And it's just, there's so much going on, dude. I'm not ready.
Like I said, I'm very excited for this game to finally exist. I still don't understand the look of it, but I'm just excited for it to be here for you.
Oh my gosh. There's only, what is it? It's the 29th, right?
It's 20 days away.
20 days away. I'm going to start a countdown. It's like only 19 days, 21 more hours. Oh my dude, I'm telling you, this game's gonna be crazy. I'm nervous because if I get this game, it's gonna be a choice between schoolwork and playing this game.
Yeah.
And I'm really leaning forward to the game part. Like I'm like, I don't have to go to all my classes, do I?
Yeah, just pick the one you don't have to go to. Or 2,
you know,
or 5. You know.
Or I can take a semester off. It'll be fine. I can always come back in the fall.
Streamer, you'll just
right.
Your only game you play is Kingdom Hearts, and you'll make money playing it.
I mean, if I could honestly do that, I definitely would. Honestly, I don't think I'm. Like, I mean, getting paid to play video games would be dope. Plus, you can get free video games through that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, don't have to drop $60. Probably no. I'm probably gonna be a deluxe edition. Who am I kidding? Who am
You
I
don't have to,
kidding?
but you don't have to drop 60 when you can drop over 100.
I can drop. I think it's like 80 something right now. I'm
Okay,
not totally
still.
sure. But still, like like, it's going. It's not going to be cheap. No, it's
Mhm.
not going to be. I'm not going to find it at
Yeah.
the bargain bin. It's going to be top dollar. But and also I know this is totally random and off topic, but well, not totally off topic. But there, last time I went to GameStop, they had like the actual size keyblades, and
Whoa.
I literally about bought one for like $40.
You almost did?
I almost did. My brother's like, dude.
$40.
He was like, dude, it's not real. You can't go to
Can't
other
shoot
worlds.
beams out of it. Just you
Can't
can't
shoot beams.
just do whatever.
No, if I believe hard enough, if I believe in my heart that if Kingdom Hearts has taught me anything, that if I believe in it and if I have trust in my friends, I can do anything. Okay, so I don't want to hear your doubts. Oh my gosh, our hearts are connected, and that's what connects the worlds. And it's my friends are my power, and all the other straight Sora says when he vanquishes the bad guy. But oh my gosh, yeah, but I'm super hyped for this game. It's
Do you think there's going to be DLC for it?
Yeah, because I mean that's just how games are now. Because
Yeah.
I know there's never been a Kingdom Hearts game with DLC, but that's because the last time a Kingdom Hearts game came out, or at least in the main series, there wasn't DLC didn't exist. So so I think there will be. I don't think it'll be a lot of stuff. I don't think it'll be like Worlds or anything, because I think that's going to be kind of cheap and messed up. I think it might be like DLC for like maybe like different like weapons and stuff, but like I don't
Maybe
think
like a
it's gonna be
side
like,
story playing with a different character, something.
yeah, something like that I could see.
Hmm. Yeah.
Something like that I could see, but like
Yeah,
maybe
like,
not like I don't
Yeah.
know. I hope they don't do too much DLC though, because like I'm gonna be like.
At the same time, Square Enix would be
fine.
losing out on money if they didn't try, like, especially if the DLC like is clearly stuff that they made after the game was already developed. It's like,
I know, but I only have so much money.
yeah, I feel
And if it's there, I'm gonna be like, well, I already paid for all this, so here, I don't know, but
can't say you played Kingdom Hearts until you played this DLC pack 1.
yeah, it's like yeah. I mean, I did all that, but did you go fight Sephiroth though? Again? What?
He's back.
There's
Only
another one?
this time. Crap.
Yeah. Fine, I'll go get him. Oh my gosh! All right, enough about me. Your turn. Go.
Pokemon.
Yes.
Now, I know it's kind of weird for, me to be super hyped about a new Pokemon game when one comes out pretty much every single year, but this time something just feels different. Like, last year we got Pokemon Let's Go, and I loved that game, but, like, clearly that was a more budget title. That was solely a nostalgia trip. Like, that was their B team making that. This game, Pokemon Gen 8, it like there are so many different ways they could go with this. Like they could, and even like if it's just more or less like a straight, just like a very basic Pokemon adventure just on the Switch in HD with like great graphics for the first time ever. Like, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, they looked fine, but they did at some point really did kind of just look like up-res 3DS games. I want it to at least look a little better than that. Like maybe at least as good as Mario Odyssey did, which that game looks gorgeous. So if at least as good as that, I'd be happy. But even if it's just a basic Pokemon adventure, but with good graphics, I'd be more than excited. But considering just the kinds of games we've gotten on the Switch so far, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which like took the Zelda formula and essentially took out the stuff that wasn't like really necessary. Like essentially, like this is like the best Zelda has ever been. Mario Odyssey is a return to form with the like sandbox style worlds. There are just so many other games that have come to the Switch like from first party wise that like show that like Nintendo is not messing around this gen, and I really hope that that translates over to Game Freak, which Game Freak has never really been ones to like branch out or like take risks. Every single Pokemon game has been very, very safe outside of kind of Black and White, which like, oh, it's different because you don't fight the champion right away. You fight the villain at the end. Like,
Mm.
sure, that's kind of different, but like then in Gen 6, the just the villains in that game, just I have so many problems with Gen 6. I don't have time to go in with that right now. But then Gen 7, like actually like they took out gyms and added the trial captains, which actually like the same they serve the same basic purpose, but they're done in a different way enough to make them feel new and exciting.
Mm.
So if Gen 8 like continues on that, like make it like a full open world adventure, like have gym leaders like scale to like how many badges you have,
Mm.
like in a this little this anime that released called Pokemon Generations, I think. Um uh yeah. Oh, Pokemon Origins? Whatever. Like there was this one like 6-part miniseries, I think it was 6-part miniseries where it followed Red throughout like basically through his Kanto adventure. And uh one of my favorite aspects of that was that when he first got to Brock was like, "Oh, you don't have any badges yet, so I'll use just these two Pokemon," showing that like he had a full team of 6, but he just
Mm.
shows like these two.
Right.
Like I'm not going to challenge you too hard for this. So if they do something similar to that, where like there there's no gatekeeping. So gatekeeping in Pokemon is honestly some of the worst in like any game series ever. Like there are some times when like, oh, there's a Pokemon in the way, like that's fine, like Snorlax, sure,
Mm.
but then there's things like, oh, I'm sweeping over here, you can't come yet, you'll dirty the forest,
Yeah.
or like,
I'm molding rocks of these Pokemon footsteps, or like
yes,
something stupid. You're just like,
oh, it turns out they were just my footsteps. Like, oh, you're an idiot. Okay, but,
yes.
but
Oh
like
my god, dude.
like really important bits that are like late game, I can understand gatekeeping those, but like just have the if they do this and like have the world like completely open, you can go to any gym in any order. The Pokemon like scale, somehow make it so the Pokemon scale to your level, or even have it, or like if you go, maybe like there is like an optimal path you can go,
Mm-hmm.
where like the Pokemon, if you go this way, the Pokemon in the wild grass do level up like at a pretty standard level, or you could essentially do on challenge mode and go the opposite way, where you're starting at wild Pokemon level 40 and just hope you don't die from there.
Oh my gosh. I
Just
feel like
like,
you almost get like stuck there now. They're
yeah,
too strong. So yeah, you're just like you just got your starter and they come out with like level 30s. You're like, oh well,
it's just I hope you catch it with a Pokeball first try, I
yeah.
guess.
Just keep throwing them over the back.
Yeah,
Don't faint. Don't faint.
yeah. Like I'm not getting my hopes up for this to actually happen. I Because like I said, even if it is just a basic Pokemon adventure in HD, I'd be satisfied. But if they do go the extra mile, if they do actually put some like really like hardcore effort into this one, because the last time like the main core Pokemon team worked on a game was back in 2016. So they've had 3 years to develop this, game on the Switch that like could exceed everyone's expectations, and just the very idea of them potentially doing something new for it, doing like on a brand new platform, it's just so exciting. And like just the fact that I've been playing Pokemon since before I can remember, and just playing Red and Blue, playing Ruby Sapphire, like those little sprites, and now for the first time seeing Pokemon in true full HD on a big screen TV is just, that is gonna be a magical experience. Like I mean, like I said, it's crazy that like I'm this excited for a Pokemon game when one comes out every single year, but just
But it,
something about this one just feels like special. Like,
yeah, and
oh,
I mean, it's the next gen. It's like you said, it's like it's different when it's like it's gonna be on the big screen. There's like it's just it's because from humble beginnings of where's my Game Boy? Oh, it's over here somewhere, I swear. But yeah, humble
Yeah.
beginnings of just handheld, Pokemon Black and White, like no color to we have color now, and
Mm.
now oh my gosh, and now full circle basically, the
Hmm.
final that thing, the highest point. It's like
Yeah.
this game's wins the whole time. I mean, Pokemon's another one of those things that's part of like most people's like childhood, like
Hmm.
especially if you played all the games and stuff, or
Yeah.
like watch the show with the games and
Yeah.
stuff.
Like
Like,
even if you didn't play the games or watch the show, you still know who Pikachu is. Like you can
yeah,
still probably recognize Ash. Like, oh, he's that Pokemon guy. Like
yeah,
he's just in the mind share of just the majority of people on this planet. Like,
yeah. Like who people like Pokemon. Like you don't have to know like every single. Oh, my Game Boy's right under my list, of course. But you know, but no, it's like you don't have to know every single Pokemon. But like it's one of those things that's big enough that it's a household name, even for those who don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure my parents could pick out Pikachu.
oh yeah.
Honestly, my parents are old, so
uh,
you know.
uh,
But
yeah, like I I'm not expecting it to be this huge spectacle that actually, breaks the mold on the standard formula, but like it just kind of feels like it might happen, and that just makes me even more excited for this game that already would have
mhm.
been number one, even if they already had released a trailer and it is just a new adventure in HD. Still would have been number one, but like the fact that it could be this just spectacle
Just
on
completely
your favorite
open.
platform,
Yeah.
just yeah, yeah.
Yeah, dude. Goosebumps, dude. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be a great year.
It's gonna be a fantastic year. Like all of the things we just mentioned are gonna be winners. Like I don't foresee any of these being bad. Like maybe some of these could like maybe not be quite as good as we expect, but they're still gonna be good. They're still gonna be at least solid. Which like, okay, if the worst thing from any given year is just solid, that's a pretty good
That's
year.
fine. That's a great, that's fine. It's like, yeah, it's okay. I'm like, yeah, but that was number nine. Like, we still have eight things I'm looking forward to that are gonna be at least fine. So
Mm.
we're gonna have a great time. Oh my gosh. I'm just thinking if I get this game in January, how much am I gonna play by the end of the semester? Oh
I
no.
mean, try to save some of it for for spring break or whatever.
I mean, but I mean, like, I'm not, I don't think I'm going to be done with it by March, but at the same time, it's like, because it's going to be late January. So,
Hmm.
like, most of February, probably most of March. But I'm like, because how it's going to go is like, because, like, I'm not going to buy two copies, but my brother will like this game almost as much. Like, me and my brother have both been huge Kingdom Hearts people because
Yeah.
I mean, we've had the game since the PS2 days. So
Hmm.
it's like, which, was the last game, obviously. But, like, like we're both into it. So I don't know if we're gonna buy two copies or what.
Share one somehow, like which is
Yeah, but it's
why
like,
which is why it's like a little annoying that Pokemon is now $60 because for the longest time it was like kind of okay to spend $40 twice on Pokemon for me and my
uh-huh.
brother, but now it's gonna be $60. Like even Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee was $60 twice. Which like I kind
Right,
of wish it
you're
was only
like,
50, but like whatever. I still love the game, so I'm not I got my money's worth, so I'm
right,
not gonna complain. But like
yeah, but
it still
still,
was a
like,
little
hey,
weird that like Pokemon is now like $60, and like that thought just never would have crossed my mind
right,
10 years ago. It's
it's
like this is a handheld game, and now the handheld is the
yeah,
HD console. So
I
like,
mean,
yeah, it's $60 now.
times have changed, man. That's the thing. Now it's everything's more expensive
Yeah,
now.
just
And
don't
they
buy
know
two special editions. Just don't do that, please.
I can't go without.
You can.
I don't know. I don't know. I gotta figure. Like, I don't know how this is gonna work. We gotta talk about this more because I don't know how this is gonna work. Because I'm gonna be in school when it comes out, and I can't come home like every weekend to play it.
Hmm.
Like, even I'm not gonna do that. But like, because I'm probably gonna leave my PS4 here. But my roommate has a PS4 also, so it's like I could use his. I don't like. Oh,
Hmm.
because I have Spider-Man saved on his, but I might like take off. 'Cause I don't want to take up all his room on his PlayStation. Because I mean, I feel like Kingdom Hearts is going to be
A big
pretty
game.
decent sized. I don't think it's going to be like Red Dead or God of War big, but
Oh
like
well,
I think it's going to be like you know how big Red Dead was? It was like
it's
like 100
hundred
gigs.
something.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, it was ridiculous. Like I don't think like it's not going to be that big. I don't think, but it's probably going to be like 50, at least like 50 or
At
like
least 50,
so.
yeah, which is
Yeah,
actually kind of small considering games nowadays. The
yeah.
patch to fix Fallout 76 was bigger than the game itself.
I heard about that. I was like, dude, why
Like,
don't
how
you know?
is
You
that?
guys got to start over. Like, you have more fixing your game than the actual game itself. Like, guys, that's not a patch. That's just a new game.
Such a game.
Honestly, like that's not even. Well, yeah, we're just tweaking it, dude.
Do we?
Okay, no.
What?
It's like going to get a flat tire and just coming back with a brand new car.
Brand new car.
The shop's like, here you go. It's like I gave you guys a Ford. This is definitely a Honda. Like,
Some minor
what is that?
adjustments,
Yeah,
just to improve the
lighten up
user experience.
yeah, it's like we changed the tire, put the extensions, give it a nice wash. You gave me a different car. What is this? I want. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. My car was a piece of junk, but like, where is it?
So thank you, but like, no, like,
Yeah, like I'm not gonna take it back, but like, why? I'm so confused. But yeah, but no, I mean, this is gonna be. I don't know. I still have to figure that out. What we're gonna do with that. But again, good problems to have.
Yeah,
I think. I mean, at least it actually does. It actually is coming
it
out.
actually exists. It's not like Final Fantasy VII remake, which is never coming out.
I'm telling you, I feel like that's gonna be like 2024.
Final Fantasy VII remake is gonna be the tech demo for the PS10, and it's still never gonna come out
No,
because that game has been the tech demo for every PS4 since like it was
Mm.
a tech demo for the PS2 and 3 and 4. Like it's
Yeah, it's
it's probably
keep going.
gonna
I mean,
be shown at like later this year, or early next year for the PS5. Like
they probably it's now.
it's not gonna come out this year. I can tell you that much.
It's now it's Square now in development. That's all you get.
Yeah.
So if you guys like put a piece of paper with Final Fantasy VII on top, is that now in development? That's all you got. like, like I mean, all right, good enough. We can tell them it's on its way. Like, oh, it's coming out next year. And then 10 years later, any day now.
Like, why would you even put a release date? Like, why would you even allow headlines to say Kingdom Hearts got delayed out of 2015? Like, why even do that to yourself? Like, this game wasn't going to come out in 2015. It wasn't going to come out in 2016. You know it wasn't going to come out in 2017. Why would you even put a 2018 release date? Like, they were like, this game is coming out in 2018, a month after. Like, okay.
I still remember when it was like 2018, and I was like, yo, this is the year. And then the trailer, they were like, actually, January.
It's like,
and I was like, I remember seeing that, and I was actually like not mad because I thought it was gonna be like way later, 2019. I'm like, okay, I can deal with January, and I don't think they're gonna move it back again. Like they move back
at this point, I would hope not.
Yeah, I mean, dude, Square is like that. So I'm just crossing my.
I think it's already gone gold, but I'm not. I don't know. There still very easily could be like one little thing they were like trying to fix last moment. It just breaks the whole thing, and it's like, crap, we need to start over.
Start over, the whole thing. Yeah, all these worlds. Yeah, we're not doing that. It's fine, But I mean, honestly, some of it's already been leaked and stuff, so I think it's good to go. But
yeah, the ending is apparently just not on the disc at all, so like that's not going to be leaked.
Thank goodness, because I did not. I was really worried because I heard it was leaked. I was really worried I was going to go on YouTube and be like, "Oh, this is how we save the year." I'm like, no. Like if that gets ruined for me, I'm gonna be so mad.
Yeah, so
that's like.
As soon as you get it, just go on media blackout. Just don't go on YouTube. Don't go on Twitter.
That's gonna be a while though, because I don't want to rush through the game to beat it.
Yeah.
But at the same, then again, I mean, I don't need YouTube that much. I mean, I use it.
Although I have a feeling, especially like I know when I get a new Pokemon game, literally like when I got Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, I think I also did this for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. the like as from the moment I got it the morning it came out. 10 hours went by before I even had the thought to go to the bathroom.
Oh man,
I just lied in my
I could.
bed, just playing the game for 10 straight hours, beat half the game in that day, and I'm like, oh, I need to use the bathroom. So I'm feeling
No.
a similar situation might have with you with this game.
I mean, I don't want to be that guy because I know, like, because like we're sharing it, so I don't want to be like, because I mean, it's not. Well, first of all, it's not. It's probably not gonna be my
Hmm.
PlayStation at first,
Also,
so
it's
I
coming
don't
out on a
want to be.
Tuesday, so you can't really afford if you have a test out the next day.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Because I'm like knowing me, it's like it's coming out today, and I'm like, why am I in class right now? I need to be feeling heartless. I need to save the
Mhm.
world. Why I can't be with this
Yeah.
memorizing. I have to. Like, there are nobodies out there. What are you
Mhm.
talking? Oh
I'm really
God.
jealous of people on the West Coast because they actually get if they download a game, they actually get it 3 hours early because it releases midnight here, but 9 o'clock over there.
Uh,
So
technically, that
yeah.
makes sense. Actually, that's crazy. Gosh, but I don't know. I'm not even, I don't know. I just like getting the actual disc though. I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but I think it's just like I'm so used to the old days, so like I have to get the actual disc or I don't feel like I have it.
Hmm.
So I'm
Like
like,
Smash Ultimate was like the first big game I ever actually like downloaded. Only like mainly because I wanted to play it day one because I knew I would have it in my Switch at all times. Like there'd be
mm-hmm.
no point in buying it digitally and like getting it physically because I knew I'd always want to just like play it whenever I
Right.
wanted, so I would not want to like switch it out. But at the same time, like my brother got it physically, so like I appreciate that. But like from in between the time of me having it digitally and him getting it physically, like there was a part of me that was like, I kind of wish I had the box art. I kind of wish I still had the tangible cart there, but yeah, that's a sweet box art though.
Yeah. Man, see, like I have all this free time over break, and I feel like
Yeah,
if the game had come out in like December,
yeah,
dude, I probably could have beat it by now. Like honestly, like all this free time, I'm definitely not doing anything. I'm like, yo,
yeah.
I
Like
could
Smash coming
totally,
out during finals was not the best idea for me, but hey,
right?
I mean, I still did well, but like
That's good.
it was just there. Like I was taking that last final. I'm like, I could you playing Smash right now?
Yeah, it's
It's
like I
there
could.
waiting
Yeah.
for me.
You're like in the middle of the test, and you're just like, man, you know how many characters I probably could have unlocked at this point? I was just focusing the whole time. You're like, no, 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 X equals seven, X equals seven. Like back to work, like, but it's just like, oh, dude, but it's cool. I just gotta focus. So hard, dude. I can't deal. It'll be okay. It is
It'll be
gonna be
okay.
fine.
My wall is not going to be okay, but I
Man.
am going to be just fine.
Oh man, dude, Kingdom Hearts 3.
2019 is just
No.
it's going to be
It's gonna be a
uh
sick, awesome year. Like
like a 10-pole
I'm
year in
not even
entertainment.
ready.
Like it feels like for the past 2 years, like 2017 and 18 have been like the year for gaming, the year for movies, and like it feels like this year's just gonna be another one of those years. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like we didn't even mention like The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, Sekiro, like
Yeah,
Devil May Cry 5. Like oh, there are just so much
that's what
stuff
there's
just
a
happening
bunch of
this year.
stuff. Like this is just the stuff we're really excited for. There's still plenty of other stuff other people are excited for. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's so much going on. Gosh, this is such a good. This see now I'm all excited for this year. Like I was already
Good,
excited, but now it's
we're
like,
in it.
oh man, this is the year. Everything needs to. I
Okay,
just need things to
so
happen now. But
is there anything else you want to gush about just one more time before we wrap up?
no,
We just
no,
end
it's
it
okay.
before
I
we
mean,
go for 3 more hours.
oh yes, yes, yes. Because I could be here all night talking about. Oh, I got put the tree. I got it. Well, we gotta understand this. Oh goodness, but no, this is. I'm so excited for this year. There's a lot. I mean, there's a bunch of movies. There's TV shows coming back. I mean,
Mm,
I'm still hyped. But Brooklyn Nine-Nine is coming out tomorrow,
yep,
new
yep,
season. So I mean, that's already huge. So I mean, oh my
yep.
gosh.
But yeah, I hope your 2019 will be just as good as ours,
Oh
and we
yeah.
will see you all next time.
Take care, you know.